Good evening, everyone. How are y'all doing tonight? Dadman Walking 55 here on the East Coast of the U.S. for another great, thrilling evening with the missus and recounting our road trip. It's 4 minutes after the hour of 8 o'clock. My goodness, this trip was fast enough in real life and over before you know it. This series is becoming as quickly as a road trip, if not even quicker. So, without further ado, let me bring in the great, the glorious, the beautiful person who we all know you're here for, the lovely, the talented, the one and only, the irreplaceable, incomparable Mrs. Dadman Walking 55. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good tonight. I am actually doing good. I think I'm a little nervous because I've actually been able to relax a couple nights the last few times because you've been carrying the load.
Yes, I have. You are correct. You are correct.
I don't know. I bask in your glory and your glowness and all that other stuff. So, oh my goodness, folks. Hey, it's been an interesting day. And yeah, Lisa, I'm multitasking. You can probably hear it because I'm trying to get me a drink real quick. So, as we got started, it's so we made it through 12 days of the trip. We made it through what our is this the fifth or sixth stream tonight? The sixth stream tonight. So hey, uh, you know, so what do you think so far? How have you liked doing these shows?
They've been fun. A lot of work, but they've been fun. I've enjoyed them. I've enjoyed reliving it again, and it was especially with the chat who was there with us for a lot of it, and they got to see the part that we couldn't show because um, of excessive internet accessibility.
Oh
But
man,
so it's kind of neat. So we're just
yeah.
sharing the rest of the trip with them. They were with us for part of it, and now they're going to be with us for the rest of it.
When I was going through the videos, I found our hour-long recording of the footage at uh, Wilson's Creek.
Oh
So I
wow,
mean, we got numbers of videos like that. There's
yes,
another that was 7 minutes and stuff like that. So, you know, it's very interesting. I mean, a lot of stuff that we've had on this trip, combination of nature, animals, wildlife, of course it's wildlife, that type of stuff like that, really, really, I'm glad we have it, but gosh, could you imagine if I have to sit down and go through all this footage, which I probably should, it's just going to be so much time
it's
and
a
so
lot.
much involved with it. So,
Hmm.
which we talked about, where's I do, and I've thought about one of the things for this channel is to do some more detail of the history.
Oh yeah,
What
I
I
think you should.
and what I've got to struggle with tonight is giving y'all a cursory overview.
Yes, that's going to kill you. I
It's
know.
hard for me because I want to go into everything and show you every nook and cranny, but I'll try to be brief with it so that we can see it. And then, a lot of these deserve like their own podcasts, like we did at Fort Pickens, things like that, those type of things. So before I ramble on, we'll do a little more intro in a couple minutes, but let's go ahead and greet the chat. Now I tell you what, one problem I've got, Mrs. I've actually got to do something really quickly. I'm trying to multitask, which is also dangerous because what has popped up on StreamYard is not the first person who was actually here. What I see is different because I have got to call this person out because this guy is a loyal listener to every, like, so many places out there, and you can't ignore them because it's the first person in the chat was the one and the only. Oh, it disappeared though.
It did
That's weird.
disappear.
Yeah, Snorter Poopus Q Burr came by early.
Yes,
He
he
came by to
came.
say go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. You could. Yeah, I just
He
said he
came by
came
to
by.
say hello and that he had to go to bed. He was tired and 4 a.m. So he'd been up since 4 a.m. But he was here earlier, so glad to have had you, Snorter Poopus. So with that disappearing, Buddy Hepburn's the leadoff batter. Hey, Buddy
Hello.
Hepburn. Uh, Evening, 8 p.m. sharp. Yemi, I'm close enough for government work, buddy. Just kidding. And get ready. You like those accounting lectures? Yeah. Wait till you get me on a battlefield. It's like a tornado in a trailer park. But hey, Mrs. Say this one with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Oi!
There
You
you
didn't say it.
go. You did okay. I did say it. Oh my gosh, we got 12 people with us already. So let's get through the intros. How about that? Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Lisa, where are the snacks? Oh, hi, Mega. Okay, Lisa, don't pick on your brother. And we got snacks.
Hey, can I ask a question? Did
What?
you take the emote only off of Twitch?
I did.
Okay.
I did.
I just can't get over there to look, so I thought I
I
would
did.
ask.
Yes. If you're on
Well,
Twitch, and if you're on Twitch, feel free to pipe into the chat. I'll read it over. I'll bring it up, and so everybody can see it on stream. So hey, wait, stunning. Damn, can't ever have anything like Lisa says. Figures. Hello, and then Sari and carrots.
that's a mom snack
You know what? I hate raw carrots. You know why?
because they break your teeth.
Yeah, Tim Tebow's last collegiate game, sitting there trying to be healthy, cigarettes, celery, Triscuits, and carrots, and the friggin' carrots broke my molar.
Oh,
I'm
goodness.
just stupid, but hey. And After Dark 2019, hello. Good to see you again. Yes. Oh, well, okay, well, hey, there's plenty out there for all of us, and hey, we're trying to get 2 more to get to 350. That's what we're trying to do. But welcome After Dark. Good to see you. Yeah. Now don't go out of your way to pick a fight tonight. Okay, we're gonna hold you responsible, Lisa, if you do that. Okay. Yes, and Snort is the best bear ever.
Don't you blame Lisa because I know Stunning. He's probably that sneaky one that sneakily picks and picks and picks until you can't stand it, and then you say something and you get yelled at because you're the one that's loud, but Stunning is the one that actually started it. So I don't know. I don't know who's going to start it this time. So you both just
but
better
see,
behave.
you can have Lisa so innocent that she ends up getting by scot free because we're going to pretend all the blame on Megatron, and really it was.
I don't know. We'll just have to keep an eye on him.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We will have to do that, my friend. So hey, all righty. So and then Penny's here. Hi, Penny. Good to see you. Just got home. Good to see you. So thank you for coming in tonight. Good to see you. Let's see, where are we going with that? Buddy Hepburn, where's the Rice Krispie treats?
Oh, those would be good.
Yeah.
You know what's really good instead of like using Rice Krispies is using like a Fruity Pebbles or like Cocoa Krispies or something like that instead. Oh, Fruity Pebble marshmallow treats are delicious.
Oh yeah, I know. I learned to appreciate Rice Krispies this last week. So
yeah.
Hey, yeah, I had to watch what I ate a little bit for a bit. So all right, so oh no, sorry for the analogy. I'm sorry. We're in Florida. We pick on our trailer parks, but yeah, hopefully you're safe and everything though.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Pretty bad ones. We don't get many of those here in Florida. Usually when we do, it's because of the hurricanes blow through and stuff like that. So let's see. Megatron says, I'll do celery. You can have all the carrots. You can and hey, Masters Maniac Mexico reports the service. Take your position behold Admiral Dadman walking 55. All right, hey. All right, my guys. Oh, yummy, dang, as I'm cutting carrots for my chicken and rice. Yes, you.
I bet you that's good.
Yes, you. No, don't pull that. No. After Dark, I don't like cooked carrots, but they cook for not long. I'll enjoy. Oh, so you like them a little more crunchier, though. Okay. See, I like mine all mushy, soggy, but hey, it's all good. Yeah, the red herring. All right. Yeah, they're yelling at each other. All right, y'all stop. Gosh, y'all are crazy. Let's see. Going down here, everybody's in. Okay, I think we got. Yes, Lisa. We only serve unicorn flakes here, Buddy Hepburn. There once was a unicorn magical feet.
Unicorn marshmallow treat.
I wish somebody had called your phone the whole trip for 16 hours to just listen to that song keep going off. Wouldn't that have been good?
No.
Okay. Well, anyway, we've got 13 incredible people that are in here within the first 13 minutes. How about that?
Wow. Thank you
You
all for
guys,
being here.
you guys rock. If we could, if only I can step up to the plate tonight, because we're
Yes,
gonna see
you.
some.
There's no pressure, ma'am. Don't mess it up.
Well, I guess I got the first part, and then you
Yes.
bring up the end, right?
Yes, I do.
All righty. So, well, that's an interesting way of saying it. Sorry about that. I'm not the
Okay.
best with my great analogies, so. But hey, here we go, folks. Listen,
It's yes,
tonight.
it's better than saying I bring up the rear.
Well, if I was in the back, I'd be the horse's ass. But we'll
Oh,
go with that. But hey, folks, listen. This is gonna be a little more scenic tonight. We're not sure quite how long this will go because a lot of we got 2 Civil War battlefields that we're gonna hit in this one.
no, just
Uh,
one. But no, wait.
no, two,
There
two,
is
and
two.
then
I'm sorry. I
two and
apologize. Yes,
two. You
I
and
got
you're
my days that messed up.
actually technically 3 if you do consider
No, that's
the
just an
one.
interpretive center. It
Well,
doesn't
right,
count.
but there was some action there, but I will talk about on this in the
Hmm.
fringes. So you can already sense the it's
The
growing.
excitement.
Oh, it's okay. Hey, listen, no, it's okay. Things happen, but you know what? If you do go, just click it on when you have time. You can listen to it in the background, watch the replays, hit the like buttons, add comments, all that stuff. Definitely helps the algorithm. So yeah, just because you don't make it live, always take a listen to it. Uh, yep, I will say, yeah, you kind of, yeah, that's a good description. In Fortnite, but hey, at least you're covering our butts, which is always good. All right, Mrs. So shall we get ready?
Go for it.
So where did we start off our adventure now? This day, day 13, we were in Wichita, Kansas.
Uh-huh.
Never ever thought I'd be in Wichita, Kansas ever in my life. But hey, so we got to enjoy the great state of Kansas, more flatlands.
Uh-huh.
How would you say it's pretty much flatland, right?
Yep. Flat.
Yeah, and I don't
Flat
think,
and more flat.
yeah,
With
and I don't think
occasional rain.
not too bad. Which I was one of my concerns was in the Midwest was getting monster storms on the plains and the prairies and tornadoes, things like that. I mean, I really did worry about that, but
Mhm.
we really, as we've
But
said all along, we've gotten good weather throughout the trip.
yeah.
So, all
Yes.
right, so here we go. I like that Oswego. That looks like Oswego, Kansas. So,
Mm.
all righty. So let me. It's been a while since I've had to drive.
I know.
So, all right. So we're on the way to Wilson's Creek National Battlefield.
Isn't that a
This,
pretty sunrise?
we did a live stream that morning. Remember?
Uh-huh.
I can't remember if it was our friends Words and Pictures or Mr. Angel. We had a couple that were in the chat with us
Uh-huh.
and we were watching the sun come up from behind that building while we were waiting in the drive-through for our food.
Yep.
Or I think you might have walked in, but yeah, beautiful sunsets. That's been one thing with this trip. The sunsets, sunrises were just amazing what we saw. So, but hey, we got that. So we got more
Make it
planes.
make it full screen. That drives me crazy.
I'm sorry. Well, you never know when I have to escape.
I know.
There you
It's
go.
just that makes me happy. Thank you.
It's like when I chased all the ladies, I had to make sure I had an escape route out the window because I was stud.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I know that didn't work, but hey. But see, this is a grassy part of Kansas.
It's
You
still
know,
flat.
it's still flat. But, and that's why these drive streams really help because on the way back, especially on day 12, it was getting hard on the longer drives. It really, really was. And
Uh-huh.
hello to Parkours. Good to see you, Parkours. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, and make sure y'all hit that like button as y'all come in. Make sure you've hit that like button. Make sure you're still subscribed. If not, subscribe again. So, yeah, Lisa says I'm gorgeous. Hey, no, I know she was talking about this. I know she was talking about the sunrise. But hey, absolutely. Let's take one more look at that though. Oh, that was a beautiful sunrise. And just watching it come up slowly was really, really interesting, neat.
Uh-huh.
So, all right. I like sunrises. I like sunsets. So, and Jess is here.
Oh,
Hey,
hello.
Jess. Good to see you. Yep. Of course. Good to hear you both as well.
I've got to make a confession. I ate an apple and I've got stuff stuck in my teeth. So I'm flossing my teeth while we're streaming to try to get that the apple pill out of my teeth. So I apologize if I sound funny.
Oh my
We're
goodness. Well,
keeping it real here, man.
all right. Well, there you go. Hey, we got 13. Make sure you all smash that like button and sub if you haven't. And thank you. We're almost at 350. So let's get to 400. 350 first. But Podcourse loves sunrises and sunsets. Misses, if we are short tonight and Podcourse is still around, let's see if we can pull up, if possible, uh, one of our sunrises or sunsets, if possible. Who knows?
Okay.
Lisa said it's a dream sequence. Stunning had steak.
Oh, we had steak yesterday.
That sounds like airplane. And yeah, it's probably a mod I can trust. Well, I will tell you, Jess is one of the hardest working mods anywhere. You never
Oh
know.
yeah.
She'll be there in a heartbeat and you never even realize it. But hey, all right. Thank you. And quick with the links and stuff. So, all right. So now we're back to Piedmont, Kansas on the good old interstate. And I don't really remember whatever interstate it is. But see, we're going, we passed Fredonia and we're going this way. And then eventually we're going up at near Springfield, Missouri, down at Republic, Missouri, where Wilson's Creek Battlefield is. So, but stunning, stop that. That's what causes fights in the car. Don't eat all the Oreos. Save
Okay.
some for
Now,
your-
how does everybody eat Oreos? Do
Okay.
you have to have them with milk? Do
Mhm.
take them apart, eat all the white stuff in the middle, and then eat the outside? Or how do you do it? You have another way to do it.
Oh, hey, Mrs., why don't we put a poll in?
Okay.
Okay. Give me the choices.
How do you eat
How?
Oreos? One,
Okay.
you
Hold
get
on.
four
Hold on.
choices.
Slow down. I can only
Well,
type.
wait, I'm asking. No, I'm asking. You
Okay.
get four
All right.
choices, right?
Yeah, we get 4.
Okay, so the question is, how do you eat your Oreos?
Mm-hmm.
Number one,
Mm-hmm.
only with milk.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
Eat the middle, then the outside. Eat the middle and then the
Okay. So
outside.
open it. Open
Well, you have to say all that. They can kind of that's a given.
the middle. Eat the middle. Then the cookies.
Yeah, then the cookies.
Okay. And then
Um, just eat it the way it is.
plain no milk. Okay.
Or do you take two of them and stick them together and make a double stuff?
Okay. Okay. How do you eat your Oreos? Only with milk. Eat the middle, then cookies. Plain no milk. Stick together, make double stuff. Okay. Is that it?
Yeah.
No popcorns. Can't be all of the above. You have to make a decision. So there you go. The poll is out. So how do you eat your Oreos? Only with milk. Eat the middle, then cookies. Plain no milk. And then making a double stuff. So hey.
And I would take the double stuff. I'm number 4, by the way. I would take the double stuffs, and I take two double stuffs, take them apart, put the two middles together, and make a quadruple stuff.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Put it in my mouth and chomp, chomp. There you go. And Popcorn says, just eat Oreos any way they are together, separated with milk. All good. Yep.
Uh-huh.
And thank you for the follow on Twitter. That's definitely the place to go to follow me to get updates when we go live is on Twitter. So yeah.
Or X, whatever they call it now.
Or X. Yeah. We probably have to update that to X, whatever now. So Popcorn is encouraging. So Buddy says, I usually break in half and eat or Dunkin' milk. Needs to be double or mega stuffed though. Oh, Lisa, now that I'm old, you are not old. You're a young angel, so stop that. I prefer the cookie as a kid, only the middle. Paul, of course, all the above. Ah, how about this one? Two
I
extras.
would probably agree with that.
Uh,
I probably would. I love Nutter Butters.
we may have to just truly have a true food stand once. Chocolate milk and Oreos is hella lit. All right, I agree with that. Fluid as an option is missing. Uh, yeah. Well, I guess you could do the one with just eat the plain cookie. So
What fluid? What do they
fluid as an
mean?
option is missing. I think in terms of if you didn't want it beverage, if you didn't want it
I did
drink.
just plain, or you have
Lisa
milk.
said with milk was close enough.
Uh,
You could do
so I
milk or
wonder if some
whatever.
people. I wonder if some people do it with coffee.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Pot Horse said oat milk because sometimes milk makes him feel bad. Hmm.
Uh,
All right. All right. Well, hey, let's. You got the poll. Let's see where it goes, and let's have definitely some fun with this one tonight, guys. That is this is gonna be fun. I think so. I'll be really. I really like the way this is going. So we'll see what we do with this. And all right. Okay. Here we go. I'm trying to turn that off. Check that, and then let's see what else we have in the chat. So let's see. I mean,
oh yeah, Masters.
milk, my
Yeah.
favorite.
So I guess it would be
Look,
yes.
look at this. Buddy just finished a package of Nutter Butters this afternoon.
Oh, I can't have that stuff around the house because I will eat the entire package, and I
Oh, I
have enough
know.
problems as it is.
No, I
I
know.
don't know.
It's like you binge eat. You just can't help it. I can't eat one and stuff like that. So all right. So Pa says soya milk is too gassy.
Uh,
I would not doubt that there's a coffee flavored Oreo.
there's so
I would
many
not.
different flavored Oreos now. I think it's wrong. I think there's only
Yeah.
one flavor.
Master says I only
Oh,
digest for not to call it eat polymer fluid food. Okay.
yeah. I don't
Oh,
know if they have. I don't know if they have any that's Oreo flavored.
yeah.
Well, you wouldn't really taste it. It's just for you just get the nutrients.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, we're in Piedmont, Kansas. We got the poll
Uh,
running. Let's not eat all the Oreos at one sitting. So we
yeah,
got a
we
little
still
bit to
got a
go.
ways to go.
So then we go. We get to go and another more shot.
Oh, see, isn't aren't those clouds just fascinating? I just thought that was a pretty cloud picture.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it really beautifies the plains. Instead of just flat land, we actually have something kind of cool. The sun behind the clouds. God, I want
Yes.
to go back on that trip. We need to.
Okay.
I need to win that big lottery. So you know what? If we win that big lottery, not only would I do an SEC stadium tour, we'd drive to every 50 state. Well,
Why does
the
that look
48.
wrong? Why
Huh?
does this picture look funny? There's two detours there. Oh, I must have messed that slide up. Oh well.
Hey, twice the Mrs. Dad, man.
Oh, that's kind of scary. Go to the next one and see if it's still there.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
good, it's gone. Woo!
But hey, this was the one of the
Oh,
disappointments on the trip, guys.
yeah.
This is
This
the uh
world's largest, smallest, world's largest small appliance museum, and it was in like Junior's Western store. And Junior or JR, I'm not sure which one it is, actually started the collection in his home, and it got so big they moved it to here. But it's a legitimate like museum. It's organized and cataloged and everything.
hmm and I tell you this is one that was a true disappointment not be able to get to, but
Uh-huh.
we were passing through on a Sunday and they just opened way too late for us to do.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that that happened. But we saw a lot of good things, and we saw a lot of things that we did not even plan on. So that makes uh yeah. And actually, Masters,
It's
this
not
was
the
not the type
world's
one
smallest museum. It's the largest small
small
appliance museum.
appliance. Right. They're not selling you stuff like that, like a lot of ripoff museums. This was like this the largest
It-
selection of small appliances.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it just was a passion this guy had of collecting stuff. I don't remember where it started, and it just grew. And so now he has all these, and they say he still
Yeah.
goes in and helps organize, and
Yeah.
everything.
Lisa says, "Look at that stove, the old
Yeah.
stove back there." Wow, it's a shame we couldn't. I mean, we probably should have just done pictures of this because it was so cool. Uh, and After Dark 2019, uh, I
Dig a
did a stream
hole.
on.
Yeah.
I did a stream on that with Nick Weiser, so check it out on our playlist to see what I think about pizza. Really, for that, that's the best place to go. If we have time, I can always talk food, but for now, I need to move along. But yeah, I love pizza. That put plain and shortly, I love pizza, and I love Stromboli's best better than anything else. And put meat on it. Although I've learned to eat some vegetables, but do not put anchovies on the damn thing. Ugh. Period. Pickled or not, I don't care. Anyway. But hey, that's it. That we gonna keep moving. We're halfway. We're 30 minutes in. We got 13 people with us. Thank you for being here. And this first stop. Oh man, here's where I get nervous. That well, the
How
stand
come my
mixers.
vote didn't count?
Huh?
Oh wait, there it did count. I'm sorry. I thought you rigged it. I was going to be
No.
upset.
Wade, Dadman loves Waffle House. Yes, sir, I do.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, Wade. Stay with us and watch the journey a little bit too. So I do want to go back a second. Was that because the stand mixer's back there?
Yeah.
Oh
They're
yeah.
kind of,
Yeah. Sorry, it's blurry, but
I will say I took this off of their website so
yeah,
that we could have something we could kind of
yeah.
see.
This truly was a disappointment not to get to
Yeah,
stop here. It really, really
that really
does.
was.
Yeah, but hey, make sure y'all hit that like button while y'all are here. Let's see if we can get 20 tonight. We've had a good run with likes, and you know what's even better? You guys hanging around with us for the journey. So make sure you vote in our poll. Actually, before we're going to pull up to Wilson's Creek, and as I do that, let me look here real quick and see where we're at. We have got 9 votes so far.
Oh
Plain no
wow.
milk. Plain no milk is winning 44 to 33 only with milk. So I think that's 4-3, 1-1. So let's see what happens. Y'all getting their vote. Keep the polls going. And let's see where this goes. Okay. Let's see. We're at Wilson's Creek National Battlefield, my friends. Hey.
Yay.
Yes,
And
and exactly. You
did
will
we
not regret. Oh, Masters, I don't, because it's still truly a hobby for me. And this is, probably on my year anniversary, I'll do a full. I've done periodic updates of the channel and the tent and stuff along the way. Probably on the 1 year anniversary, which I'll talk about later. I'll go through a little more detail. Right now, I'm just a hobby. I don't have a tip jar. There are multiple reasons why I don't. I appreciate the sentiment though when people ask that question. I've had that a number of times, and I really do appreciate the sentiment. Um, that's why it might embarrass my kid, but I hope my kids creator code on the Fortnite store, although people can't always do that. So, but yes, I do appreciate that. And maybe one day I will, or maybe one day when the missus streams, she will. But thank you for asking. Just it makes me nice. It makes me feel good. Missus, when somebody asks like that they want to do something like that on their own,
Yes.
it makes me feel good. But just y'all being here, chatting away, makes me feel good. Makes me happy. So all right,
I
Civil
am just
War. Yeah,
real
sorry, go
quick
ahead.
before you start. I
Yes.
am going to attempt to put in the link to the pizza one. So if
There you go. There you go. Well, while you're doing
pizza
that,
stream
I'm going to
there.
answer this real quickly. We're going to try to stay on topic there for a little bit, but yeah, the favorite video game is Miss Pac-Man of all time. That's mine. Which, go back and watch our stream from last night. I found a Miss Pac-Man tabletop machine in Wyoming, and I could not stop and stay and play because we had to get to Denver.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The apple fritter was great though. So it's like, Stunning's favorites Transformers Fall of Cybertron. So hey, just saying. Oh, let's see. Master said, you both keep me up all week long. Just looking for a chance to say thanks. So thank you for all the joy and strength. You know what, Masters? Get the word out. Invite your friends, stuff like that. I don't know if you tweet stuff like that. Those are things you can do. Go see if you can bring people in. But most of all, that you're here chatting with us and having some fun. That's the biggest thank you that I
Yes.
can get from anybody right now. Thank you. Did you find it
Mhm.
yet?
Yeah, I'm working on
Oh,
it. I'm working on
okay.
it. I'll get it. You go ahead, and
All right.
I'll just stick it in the comments.
All right. Yes. All right, folks. So Wilson's Creek National Battlefield. Now I am going to do this carefully. So, Mrs. Magda Neuer, I had to take it off the full screen for a second.
It's okay. Do
So
what you
I'm
gotta
going
do.
to do this. And Lisa, yes, I am at multitasking, but I'm multitasking for a reason for this. So, all right, folks, we have driven through Kansas all over here. We're at Missouri up here. So let's we went past Joplin, I guess. But here, P Ridge, not P Ridge, Wilson's Creek National Battlefield is in or near Republic, Missouri. And you can see it right here. Right? That is where our destination was. This was the first major engagement in west of the Mississippi in the Civil War in 1861. It came on off the hill of the Battle at Manassas, which was the first major engagement on the east, which was a major Confederate victory. Well, in this at Wilson Creek, so the let's see, that can't be the right one. I got yeah. Got two different screens up. So, okay. Anyway, no, I got the right one. But what happened with this battle, August 10th of 1861, Missouri was an important border state, like Kentucky. Which way they would go with the Civil War was, in doubt. Both the Union South wanted them to join the cause. So, but on August 10th, 1861, the two armies met for the first time on the western side. Brigadier General Nathaniel Lyon, who was known as really very anti-Confederate, very militant, pro-Union, commanded the Army of the West for Union forces, went up against General Ben McCulloch, who was leading the Confederate forces. Well, at this point also, Sterling Price was part of the Missouri State Guard, trying to get Missouri to lead a state to the Confederate side. So basically what happened is you had 11,000 Confederates, about 5,400 Union troops. The Union troops under Sigel and Lyon split up, took an early advantage into the battle, but then Confederate forces came back, smashed Sigel's troops, leaving Lyon on the field. And when we get to something called Bloody Hill, that is where the real, a lot of the action really happened up in there at that point. Nathaniel Lyon ultimately was killed on the field there. His troops were taken over by General Sturgis, or by Major Sturgis, Samuel D. Sturgis at that point. And if you're familiar with Civil War, he gets promoted, becomes a general later on. So basically, at the end of the day, it became a solid Confederate win, bolstering morale and giving Confederates control of southwestern Missouri at that time. About, like I said, about 11,000 Confederates, 5,400 Union, about 2,300 casualties overall between the two sides. That is it in a nutshell. Basically, the Union pulled back to Springfield, as we saw on the map, but the Confederates, as always happened so many times in these battles, is that the winning force really was disorganized and could not pursue the victory any further than what it had done at that point. So there. All right. So that's a little bit in a nutshell with this battle. With the Wilson's Creek, they had the National Park Service has different information. What we found out with Wilson's Creek also is that, and even Pea Ridge, Trail of Tears is involved. A lot of the Indian relocation was involved in a number of these things. So it's a lot of history in these parks. So, all righty. So now let's look at. Let us now look at the pictures that we have, folks. Look at the nice scenery here. Oh, by the way, Buddy Hepburn, if you're still here, because I remember, I think you were in the chat that day on our daily live stream. This is where the AC belt really went crazy and was really singing to us. You remember that, Mrs.?
Mm-hmm.
We were trying to record and it was so daggum loud that everybody was hearing it.
Yeah, we had to turn the AC off.
Yeah, exactly. So this is where it really went. And if you remember, we were in Colorado at 9,000 feet, 9,500 feet, like I mentioned yesterday when I, looking back, remembered I heard it starting. So, but hey, let's go here. Let's see. Now, as a sign is, yard signs, street signs, road signs, Wilson's Creek Battlefield,
Are you
4
going
mile.
to put it on stream?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna have everybody picture what I'm saying in my head. So
Hey, I did that too. I had a whole conversation and I was looking at them on my TV monitor and nobody was seeing them.
I know I has all the time.
Oops.
Hell to you, Appion. Good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in, sir. We have 14 of y'all. So hey,
Wow.
thank y'all. Make sure to smash that like button, follow us on Twitch, and subscribe. Make sure. Do two more, and we got 350. So let's get there. But Wilson's Creek. It was a nice part. Nice. I will say Missouri was a nice drive. This part of Missouri was better than the eastern part at the first part of the trip. So then here, I always love these signs. I love these. The National Park Service always does a good job with their signage. They really, really do. So, and you notice all the way.
Hello.
Hello. Yep. And they always had the wooden fences to cross things at them.
Mhm.
So and then here we go. Here we go. Okay.
Oh,
Now I'm going to have to stop this because what we had to do to be able to get this in some semblance to even try a short, and looking back, we probably should have not worried about it. We probably should have just taken time. I'm going to have to hit these. But what this is walking up to the visitor center. What you're going to see is some of these parks have different uh, characters or things that make them different. If you remember at Vicksburg way back, we a couple weeks ago we showed that they had all these cannon out front displayed. The types of cannon: siege mortars, siege guns, Napoleon's 6-pound guns, all those out in front of it. You're going to see something else a little bit, a couple more of these. This particular part, basically, because it was a border state, because it could have gone either way, the history is is entwined with the Civil War and with the secession that happened in the U.S. at the time. One of the earliest things, if you know your history, I'll try to not go into that so much right now, but because we're doing this, but maybe when we talk about the Civil War, we come back to talk about this part. The first thing was a Missouri Compromise, which was a compromise allowing one state to enter the Union as a slave state, one as a free state, and slavery could not go above a certain parallel. We'll see more on that in the visitor center in a moment. But each of these steps that we're going to see are one more piece of the history of Missouri's role in the history of the country, and particularly also Wilson's Creek Battlefield. So I'm going to have to catch this. So the first is the Missouri Compromise in 1820. Missouri becomes a state August 10th, 1821.
why don't you try moving it where it moves up 10 seconds at a clip? Oh, that might be too much. Never mind.
Yeah, it goes 30 seconds.
Oh,
So the Compromise of 1850, which was another one, a lot of people view this as one of the precursors to the Civil War. Again, we have to look at that another night. But yeah, every compromise to keep the Union together eventually delayed the inevitable. Then we're going Kansas-Nebraska Act. Let me see this real quick. Oh, shoot. Where'd that go? So each of these events that happen in history really play, like I said, play a big role into what had happened with the history. I should have had this because this is one to give a little bit of context here. So this was fun. It was a territory or act that created the territories of Kansas and Nebraska, drafted by Stephen Douglas. So, and what it did was it repealed the Missouri Compromise, creating two new territories and allowed for popular sovereignty. Whereas before the Missouri Compromise required one state slave, one state free, this undid that, and basically popular sovereignty. Basically, the most people in the state get to vote which whether they want to be free or slave state, which led to Bleeding Kansas, which was basically guerrilla neighbor against neighbor in terms of which way they would go. So that's another thing with the history. So that's why Kansas Nebraska Act was very, very important here. And then we talk about Bleeding Kansas, a 6-year period all up to the start of the Civil War. Read up on that. That's really truly a tragic time of history. Supreme Court case here. John Brown's raid on Harper's Ferry, October 16th, 1859. This was basically where John Brown was an ardent abolitionist, and with that, proposed to arm and free slaves to take up arms and for their freedom, which was put down by Robert E. Lee, who led the militia back to restore order, to put down the raid. Eventually, John Brown was hung after this. So, and Abraham Lincoln elected president on November 6, 1860. Another lead up to the, which in here we've got. I went just a hair too far, but anyway, that's South Carolina secedes December 20th of 1860. So in the course of, 10 seconds went a long way back, Mrs.
Oh, sorry.
So
sorry.
that's okay. So, like I said, Lincoln elected November 6, 1860. South Carolina secedes December 20th, barely over a month. Then you have a secession starts. Missouri's secession convention went from February to March of 1861. Of course, they did not secede. They stayed with the Union, but they were fought over Fort Sumter, the first shot of the Civil War that's acknowledged, April 12th, 1861. If we could find this Fort Sumter pictures we have, that place is so small compared to what it's on an island out in the middle of Charleston Harbor, and it's like you wonder how it's even still there with hurricanes that have come through. You know, Mrs.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And the way the walls, these forts used to have very, very high walls back in 1860s, but now they're much lower, and it's completely different than what it was at the time. And also, if you remember from Fort Pickens, they modernized them for World War I, World War II with concrete and some metal structures for coastal defense. So, just some interesting things with that. So, but yeah, Fort Sumter is definitely something to hit if you can, if you never have. But it's definitely small. Of course, they did not give me enough time with 1 hour. So,
yeah, you're right.
Exactly. So, and then we got Camp Jackson and Planters House meeting. I'm not sure what that is. Had not had a chance to look that up. But remember, all of these are events in the history of the state of Missouri and its role in the Civil War, leading up to and during the Civil War. Carthage, and no, not the fighting war elephants.
What was really neat about this is that you walk it and you read it, and it's like, even though they're obviously it's on a sidewalk and doesn't take as long, it's like the passage of time as these things happen. It's not just a list. You physically moving so you can kind of get an idea that this took time. It wasn't just overnight that all this happened.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
No, no, go ahead.
That
I
was it.
appreciate it because I need to look something up.
Oh,
Um,
I have nothing else to say.
that's cool.
Sorry. I
It's all good.
have I it's history, and you know me in history, and I'm lucky to
Yes.
have gotten that much.
Well, I will tell you that this. You see how we have the name Battle of Wilson's Creek or Oak Hills. The North and the South had different naming conventions for these things. Um, if the North usually went with the body of water, in this case would be Wilson's Creek. The South referred to it as Oak Hills, either a city, town, or geographic location. So, like we mentioned Bull Run earlier, which is a creek, Manassas, which is the city town nearby. So, but in this case, the South would refer to it as Oak Hills. Union would refer to it as Wilson's Creek. So,
Oh, very interesting.
and so that is what we have for that there. And then we're going to finish the second part of it. Oh no, yeah. See, there's the sign by the door. We got there. Oops, Siege of Lexington.
Yeah, it keeps going.
Yeah,
We thought it was over, and it was like, oh
yeah.
my gosh,
You got
there's
P
more.
Ridge, where we're going to next. Battle of Newtonia. Now,
And the
remember,
coast.
folks, these are not necessarily big battles. A lot of these are just small skirmishes. Battle of
But you know,
Spring.
they were big to the people that got killed.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. To the people that lost loved ones and stuff.
Hmm.
So, Battle of Honey Springs and Raid on Lawrence. That's on Kansas. Remember, and raids are guerrilla warfare. Raiders usually uh, cavalry type things, and a lot of that played in the border states, even in Kentucky um, during the war. Order number 11.
I was I could think of with Star Wars. What was that Star Wars thing? What's
Order 66. Yes.
66? Yes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Battle of West. Well, shoot. What happened here? I do not know what happened to my screen there. This is.
Did it freeze?
No, my display just disappeared at the bottom.
Mm.
Battle of Mine Creek. That's towards the end of the war. Kind of amazing still having battles later in the war, because by this point the action had moved south. Slavery abolished in Missouri January 11th of 1865. Lee surrenders at Appomattox on April 9th, 1865. They had a Wilson Creek Blue and Gray reunions in 1883 and 1897. As you see, many you always see footage of Gettysburg and others when the veterans reunited. Dadmans feet ahead, and then Wilson's Creek National Battlefield established April 22nd of 1960. So it's really a unique thing because, like I said, we're going to see something coming up at Corinth that's neat. We saw something at Vicksburg with the artillery pieces. Some of these parks have different unique displays.
I think it's really neat that they have them. That it's something you can visualize. It's something.
Mhm.
It's I think that's really kind of a neat concept. It's not just written down. I mean, like I say, you have to walk it. You kind of can experience it in a sense.
Right. Yeah, because like at Chickamauga, they had all the artillery pieces actually limbered up. I mean,
Mhm.
unlimbered, and actually not just cannon on the ground, but yeah. Yes, I'll never be sorry to mention Star Wars, but I will not love Darth Maul anywhere, anytime. Oh, so okay. Here's the visitor center, and this is where I'm going to get geeked out, and probably will have to really defer to a future show, because when you have an 8-man gun crew on an artillery piece, as I said before, usually Southern batteries. Artillery pieces were formed into batteries. Usually the Unions had 6 guns and a battery. A lot of times the Confederates had 3 or 4 guns in a battery. But you can see that there are 8 men on the crew.
This was really interesting.
Because well, let's see, they're different loads, and loads are basically different ways of doing it. But basically, you'll have 8. You have all the numbers are positioned. The 8th guy is the gunner. You'll have 2 guys back on the caisson with the which will show what's in there, and you have the runner. Number 5 is a runner. So here's a display of where they would normally be positioned.
So is the caisson like an area that's further back, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are to keep
so they're not right there. Okay.
Correct. It's to, quote, be protected from any sparks, flames, because it's got your
It's
powder and other stuff.
It's where the explosives are.
But that's why sometimes instead of shooting at the guns necessarily, a lot of times the enemy artillery would go after the caissons and the horses.
Right. Well, that makes sense.
So, and what's neat with this is they had interactive exhibits. They also talk about the battery that was there. You got this sign with the different loading firing procedures, which we're going to take a quick look at, that you can go back and look on the stream. And I really hope to do more of a detailed, this might be a good idea to do a short, where I only just focus on this, Mrs.
Maybe.
So
maybe.
And this is just some video that I took with it showing each of these. It recalls the story of the Pulaski battery here. Lieutenant Omer. So he, Omer Roseweaver, was hit in the chest, mortally wounded, and died. And so, talked about his story. So, because and there's just so much with this. The accounts are there from the units. So.
This is because it kind of shows how they stood.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen anything that detailed. Well, I can't say I haven't, but this was really, really neat.
Yeah, this is one of the best displays that I've seen, explaining it to you. Mm-hmm. And we'll look at those in a second. So, and we'll see the what they have. Cause see. Let's see. And I do have this elsewhere, so we're just going to let it play through. So, and then of course the ignition, which is the hook, the lanyard, and we'll see how that goes. So, all right. So we got that. This is part of the art that was you saw earlier in it, but this is just kind of demonstrates. You've got the cannon firing going. The gunner is the guy back here, or the guy here. He aims the cannon when ordered to fire. Another guy pulls the ignition cord, but then the runner comes back to get.
And that's the caisson right there.
The caisson, right? Yes. Basically, there's what they do. They prime it. There's a powder and there's a shell. There's different types of shells, and they put the fuse. So then they time it, and then the runner runs it up there to be packed in according to the process that they, is situated. So basically here. Let's see. So that, like I said, the artillery piece served by a team of men called a detachment. Each member is assigned a number, 1 through 7, and the gunner. With a particular task, the gunner is in charge of the piece. He gives the commands to the detachment and aims the piece before firing. So load A, number 3, covers the vent with his thumb stall. We'll see what you see it right here. Thumb stall is basically a piece of leather to prevent from burns, but what you're trying to do is you're trying to cut off any oxygen being drawn in the barrel that would flame embers, which would then maybe cause another explosion to that, of course, not spike your gun or kill your crew. So the number 1, what's that, Mrs.?
I said, yeah, we don't want to kill the crew.
No. Now, number 1 inserts and pushes the wet sponge, because you see there's a sponge bucket, and when we're going to show you a little bit how all the stuff is stored on artillery pieces when they're moved. It pushes the sponge down the length of the bore, extinguishing any sparks from the last firing. Remember, at the back, number 6 and 7 prepare the round of ammunition at the chest to give it to number 5, the runner, who takes the round to the number 2 position. So the load B, the second step is number 2 inserts the round into the muzzle. Number 1 uses the rammer. See, one end is a sponge at the top. The bottom is the rammer. So he rams the charge down the barrel. So number four is preparing the friction primer and the lanyard, like we saw before. And uh, load C, the gunner we said the gunner has command of the piece. He aims the piece using the sight, while number three helps shift the piece with a hand spike. Number one and two, then when they have it set, break away from the muzzle. So then you got load. The gunner yells load. All that happens when he yells load. When they complete that process, the next is the command is ready. So when that is given ready, the number three inserts the priming wire into the vent. Remember, it's been covered with the thumb stall the whole time. Because of the ramming, the bag comes back. When he inserts the priming wire, it punches a hole in the black powder bag, exposing the powder charge inside the barrel. Number four, who has attached a friction primer to his lanyard, inserts the primer into the vent. Then he steps out, stretching the lanyard to its full length. So the gunner steps away to observe the effect of the shot. Fire. Number four pulls the lanyard, igniting the friction primer and firing the piece. Then you start the process over. So.
And the thing is I watched this a long time ago at another place. I'm actually doing it, and they had said that they practice so that this is all done in seconds. It's so fast how they get these things fired and then ready to fire again. It's amazing. If you actually ever get a chance to watch someone do a um full speed uh uh this whole procedure, watch it. It is amazing to see. It is amazing. It's like a dance, and it's all choreographed.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and obviously you have never seen it done while they're being shot upon themselves,
Right.
but just watching it, it's amazing to watch.
I think 3 rounds a minute was like average. I mean, it's like, and there are different ways to fire. You can fire at will, where everybody just fires as they want to. You fire by rank, where it goes like certain guns fire at certain times. You fire by order, where it goes down a line, boom, 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 like left to right or right to left. So different ways that you fire with this. So
Hmm.
there's a little more about the ignition primer. You know, you got the lanyard, the hook. You got the tube, the gunpowder. The friction primer is what it had to do to get the spark to explode the powder to send the projectile firing. So serrated wire is number three. So it's everything is really defined with this. The responsibilities of the gunners, the information. Yeah. All right, no problem. After dark. Good to see you. Good to see you back. Good to see you back. So, then artillery transportation, basically what we call limbered, the caisson, limbered a piece. See, you had two. You didn't have the gun and the caisson going together. The limbers, just in this formation is called limbered. What that means is that they're limbered up and they're ready to transport, ready to move. When you want to deploy them for battle, it's called unlimbered.
That's when the
So,
horses go away, right?
mm-hmm.
Limbered is when the horses are attached, and unlimbered is when the horses are not there. Is that basically it? And it's
Yeah,
ready
and
for them,
and the gun's ready for deployment. Yeah,
ready to
and,
be shot. Okay.
and actually they had some units called flying artillery, where each cannoneer had their own horse in order to increase the speed of the deployment.
Interesting.
Yeah, a well-trained artillery battery could unlimber, load, and be ready to fire in about a minute.
That's just, yeah.
Now, a second limber, you got one. One's the cannon, one's the gun or the piece. It's got a limber on it. There's another limber with a caisson, but a second limber pulled a caisson was assigned to each piece. The caisson carried 2 additional chests of ammunition and a spare wheel. So backup tire, So
Yeah. A
You know,
spare tire. Okay, that's
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Even if,
exactly. So
well, I guess if you can't move it, those things
yeah,
are heavy. If you can't move it, that kind of defeats the purpose of having
exactly,
it.
exactly. So like I said, we might do more on this at another time, but I know we got a lot to go through. But here in the back, you'll see it in just a second. In the back of the limber, you'll see this. They have gun charts, which powders to use, basically elevation, different types of things that you got. This is where which Snortopupus was here too. I think, with our Civil Artillery, he'd love this. But like it gives you the number of the weights. Uh, on the uh, on, to use in there, and we'll see more on that. Different types of shells were used by the artillery, depending on the situation. Solid shot was a cannonball to batter walls and to punch through holes through advancing line of infantry. A shell had a bursting charge that were used against men, cavalry, or artillery. Case shot was basically a bunch of musket balls. It was anti-personnel fused. It was fused to burst about 50 yards ahead of the enemy. When the crap really hit the van and you're about to be overrun, when the enemy was like in front of you, you would use this canister over here on the right. See, and these are different types. There's the shots they have, and see, there's your bags, your powder bags with the cannonball there, the shot. Well, this you've got your bags of powder, but canister was deadly because it was a truly like a shotgun, and you used it when the enemy was on top of you because it would cut down many men in close proximity. So, when they hear "give them the canister," that's what it is, and very deadly, very effective. And then here's another look at about what happens when you going in action, unlimbering a piece. It shows the two lines. The team with the limber and piece, which is the gun, head to the battle line. The crew detaches. They turn the limber around and they position the gun. So leaving the field, they do the same thing. They load it up and get out, hook it up, get out of Dodge. See, they come up with the case on there, hook it up. So let's see. This is how it looks as limbered artillery. You got the caisson in the back. We got the gun in the front. Of course, I see the gun would technically be in the back. The caisson would be closer to the horses. Now, these are your rods and rammers and your sponges here. So there's your sponge. There's your water bucket. So this is your coil cleaner, basically, to get the sparks and any embers out of the barrel. So here's a closer view of the caisson here. And here's the different pieces that are involved. Fuses were needed to determine when the shell would explode. You got your 10-second fuses, 8-second fuses. You got your primers. So, just all these go into this. There's number 3 up top is the thumb stall. Like we saw how it covered the vent. The pendulum hawse here is where they put it on the gun to help the gunner focus the targeting. So it's it's really, really detailed. You can definitely spend lots of time on this, and there's definitely a lot of people love this. Mrs., you remember what we did when we went to the one reenactment? They tried to recruit us.
What did we do?
Well,
It was
they tried to recruit us to the artillery.
Yes, it was the only one I would go to because of their recruitment slogan,
which was death before discomfort.
Death before discomfort, exactly.
They had the nicest tents, the nicest stuff. It was like, yeah, so.
Yes.
And so basically not trying to kill this. Like I said, probably have to spend more time on this in another time. But, thank y'all for bearing with me and listening and let me talk about this a little bit. But it talks about the care of the ammunition chest. It talks about how you aim, like the elevation, your ranges, the gunner, Remember, he's in charge of the cannon. He calls out the elevation, and like especially time of flight, if you want to figure out if you're trying to have the shell explode above the ground, or if you want it to actually hit the ground. So all this stuff goes into determining where you're shooting, how far you're shooting, and everything else. Yeah. Oh, buddy, yes. Hope those work better than the ones Wally Coyote uses. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So this was a fascinating thing to hear. There's another picture up close with this of the canister and the types of shot that you got. It talks about all the pieces, parts of it. Each thing has a name. I probably have some duplicates in here, but there's again the thumb stall, the gimlet. This is used to clear a blockage from a vent. Friction tube primer pouch, because they'll keep the primers in their pocket while the powder bags are in the caisson, almost like they do for muskets. So, all right. So really, we move on a little more to get the visitor center more in the Trans Mississippi. They called this the Trans Mississippi. The West is really like east of the Mississippi River, like Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, but the Trans Mississippi is over here on this side. As you can see, Missouri had a lot of engagements up in it. It's really amazing to see. Texas, I actually thought Miss is about going to hit those couple in New Mexico this time, but that would have been a really long drive. We actually got to cover more with what we did, but look how much we missed in Missouri.
I know there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff that we missed.
It's like when we went to Kentucky, it's just amazing, or the Revolutionary War in South Carolina. So it's a different kind of war. Like you said, they had not seen anything like this before beginning, in general. So if you've heard me talk about the Brown Water Navy, we have a sign about that again. Remember, that's the inland rivers, like the Mississippi River. But what really happened out here in the West was, except for some battles like Wilson's Creek or Pea Ridge, a lot of it was guerrilla warfare. It was really bloody and it was not really organized units. It was a lot of almost terrorism, you'd say, in a way. It was like raiding and things like that, what we saw with Bleeding Kansas and stuff like that. So, and unlike the East, American Indians here volunteered in large numbers for both the North and the South. You'll hear actually in the Confederacy, there were Cherokee that fought for the Confederacy, and actually the last General Waite, I think, Whitey, it was the last one that surrendered for the Confederates after Kirby Smith did. We talked about compromise, compromise of 1820. Missouri was admitted as a slave state, Maine as a free state, and banned slavery north of the line of the border of Missouri and Arkansas, extending westward. And like this says in 1820 letter, Thomas Jefferson stated, "Debate aroused and filled with me alarm, exclaimed the fights over slavery's future made him doubt the continued existence of the Union." So, and I'm just going to try to keep moving through these. The free hours, like we talked about, you got within a state, slavery, non-slavery, and the disagreements it caused. And see the Missouri Compromise line right there. So, Missouri-Arkansas border. So, because one state over, it's free. One state, it's a slave state. So, this is on a big map here. And I'll start with this. That and this map you're going to see, they say that can may be relatively light. This is, I'll find the year on it in just a second, but this is a really old census, because this is an old census map, and it explains here remember, because the slaves were not counted as full people in that census too. So this is the Department of Interior, Washington, 1861. So they signed off that this can be relied on as the official returns of the 8th census. All right. So here we go with that. And you can see. All right. Yep. All right. So, and the scale is shade, less than percent, 10%. All right. So, and then we got a better, let's see here. All right. So this is a percentage of free, so free people in terms of the census. So, like what you see here, the census of 1860, you can look at the population of the South and the border states from South Carolina to North Carolina to Virginia, Texas, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kentucky. And I'm going to come back and see it calculates the free population and the slave population total percentage of the state that is made up of slaves. So like 57.2 is South Carolina. And you see it's really, really dark in there, and up in Virginia also. So, this was just a fascinating map to see of this census and the populations. I thought it was really, really cool. What do you think with this one?
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting when you actually see, you can, like I said, I'm a very visual person, with the gradients and stuff, really see the concentrations of um, the slave ownership.
All right. Well, hey, but yeah, this is definitely a nice, interesting piece of history from 1860. So, hey, so
Hmm.
overall, Confederacy had about 12.2 million population, over a quarter, which was the slave population. So, all right. One thing that happened too in the battle was uniform confusion at times, because at the start of the war, everybody thinks Union all wore blue, Confederates gray. But like happened at Manassas, there was also uniform confusion there. There was no standardization with the units. And what happened here when Sigel lost his position and got routed, was because they did not fire on approaching blue uniforms, which were from a Confederate unit, which then ended up turning the tide on that side. And then once Sigel was dismissed, then the full Confederates moved against Lyon over on Bloody Hill. I'm going to try to move a little bit faster. Hey, look at this new tour. Look at the
Oh,
new
those,
city.
yay!
This is one of the Mrs. New hobbies. Stunning. It's like they're not Lego brand Legos,
They're
but they're mini.
mini, they're mini building blocks.
And if you've been with us on this road trip on these videos, you know that we've been collecting these, or the Misses have been
I
collecting these.
almost wanted to buy, like, 5 of them, so that we'd have at least, more than one, of each
Mm-hmm.
side, but
Yeah,
they were kind of expensive. I'm
yeah,
gonna
but
look and
hey,
see if I can get them online cheaper.
yeah. So we got that. Wilson's Creek. Here's a basic field map of it, because this is where we were on the map here. You can see with Siegel's first position here, second position, third position there. That's when he got routed, and then Lyon's over on the other side of the river. We'll get to it because Lyon comes from the north down to that, and we'll see a little bit more of this as we go. There's Wilson's Creek. Yay!
It's actually Wilson's Creek.
Yep,
It's true. It really is there.
exactly. So, and like I talked about the brown water navy. So hey, it was the
Oh, we got Miura kitties here. Meow.
hey, more kitty, meow, back to you. Good to see you tonight. So we got some history in here. We're in actually, Maura, we're actually at Wilson's Creek, which is in Missouri. We're about to go down to Pea Ridge in northwestern Arkansas, because I know you're over in Oklahoma. So basically, this is good information with the stuff. They talked about how some of the Navy, the Brownwater Navy, were the inland river units, based on part of the Anaconda Plan, overall portion to strangle the Confederacy into submission. The first ironclad American history was launched in October 12th, 1861. Now, the Carondelet was the first of a series of paddle wheel warcraft named Pook Turtles,
Oh, wow.
after designer Samuel Pook. I don't. You should remember the Catareled Day because that actually took part along, as part of this Brownwater Navy at Fort Donelson, another
Oh,
place we visited.
yep.
So and Fort Henry. So you know, and those were two key forts that were lost. So um, although the Confederates did have some naval presence, it was never on the level of the Union. So, oh, Maura, Kitty, oh, good to see you. Love history, love people that love history too. Actually, if you go back later, I showed how the artillery positions fired and got an idea. I might have to try to do something short on that specifically, but it was really fascinating. Wilson's Creek is one of the best. It's actually a really nice national park.
Okay.
They got a lot of information. Yeah.
Dadman, spell what that was. The steamship said pook.
Pook. Pook.
Pook.
Pook. Right
Okay.
there.
Okay. It sounded like poop.
Okay, sorry. Pook turtles. They were paddle boat. They were paddle.
Puka turtles. Pook.
They were paddle wheel gunboats.
Okay.
Their designer was Samuel Pook.
Okay.
So
just wanted to get that.
No. I see Lisa's question. Good question. Not bad with that. So, folks, we talked about Bloody Hill. This is Bloody Hill. We only have a few outdoor shots because plus we also got to get moving for the rest of this show. But just so much stuff I get lost in. This is the Bloody Hill. This is the Union position looking south to where the Confederates were coming from different angles. To our left was a gun emplacement that was overrun and flanked. But it just this is the terrain. It was what a lovely place to be. I mean, it's hard to believe that 180 years ago, 160 years ago, there's all this fighting and stuff on some of this wonderful land that we see. It's just amazing. Yep. And so there's that. This is viewing the position that we were just standing on. Of course, you can see this hilly, always, you want the high ground, but, when you're outnumbered, in this case, it really doesn't matter. See, now this is the placard from where we are on the hill and looking straight towards out from us. That's where the Confederates were coming from in terms of that, the angle they were marching to this degree to Bloody Hill. So, the cannon that was here was a howitzer. Each, like I said, job was lobbing exploding projectiles at the enemy, which means it explodes above them. The damage goes down. But we talked about these type of shell or canister shots. So, and that's it. That's what we have for Wilson's Creek.
Mora. Oh, I cannot say that. Mora.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, but you cannot. Yes, I know. You cannot.
That'd be so cool.
Some people want to take metal detectors. Nope, you cannot do that on any of the parks, even the state parks, really. So, are you okay in there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was doing with the bag.
Oh, it's okay. I do it all the time, so I just was curious. So, but yeah.
Sorry.
You're good. So this is where we're mailing postcards. We had a little fun thing with mailing postcards to our kids and a friend at different places. So we definitely had fun. And at least it's relieved it's not poop. So, hey. There you go. Turtles with puka shells. There you go, buddy.
Yes.
Oh, right. So,
a turtle with a puka shell.
Okay. Now, see, the key is now leaving Republic, Missouri, coming down this way. All right. Now I'm going to do this real quick because I am going to back here and show you.
I love how you so trust that I put that little key where it was supposed to be.
Yeah, you did. You did good. I trust you. I trust you.
Funny.
The thing is, if I can find, there we are. This here. Back to this little thingy here. Google Maps. See, we're in Port Republic up here, right?
Oh, okay.
We are coming down this way. I don't know which way. There's probably, I don't know the specific roads, but it's probably something like this. But P Ridge is right down here in northwestern Arkansas. That is where we're going. Oh, we're going to be up in the corner of between, I think Oklahoma's right there to the west, just barely off from it. Bentonville's the big city nearby, but it's like in the
Oklahoma, right?
What's that?
Pea Ridge was a surprise. We weren't expecting to go to Pea Ridge, right?
No, that's one that we had planned for. They had a
We did.
state park near it, but we were not able to get to that one.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a state park we were going to go to, but this one we found instead. But I
Yeah,
don't
Pea
know.
Ridge, yeah, was part of our destination. So, but yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's so you see the relatively came back a little more towards Arkansas, Oklahoma. So let me go back to this screen here. Dadman's multitasking tonight, folks. Yeah, and I'm not
It's
killed the computer, the
somewhat
stream, or anything
scary.
else yet. What's that?
I said it's a little scary.
I know it's very scary. So we pull up to Pea Ridge National Military Park, but guess what, folks? The lobby was closed.
Yeah.
Now we did spend, but I will say, I think we really enjoyed Wilson's Creek so much that it was
Hmm.
frustrating. We debated coming back the next morning, but there's no way we could have with getting over to Corinth the next day.
Yeah.
And really, we were getting tired, like the missus said. We were truly we enjoyed the trip. We enjoyed getting the next day at the destination and seeing things, but it was getting tired. And going back and doing it would have been hard for that day. But so we at least got to tour the outside.
Yes.
Graham, you did a good job disappearing me.
Oh yeah, you're
Yeah,
standing there.
yeah. All right.
Dad
Damn,
man's
you're good.
he's the invisible dad man.
Yes.
He's not there,
Yeah.
but he is.
Yeah. We missed it by a few minutes, but you know what? The main thing is that we enjoyed what we did and we didn't rush what we did.
Yeah.
Quality time. We actually got to see a lot of this park. Really, what?
We had a guide,
Mm-hmm.
and
Did we?
what was neat about this one is it was on the phone, wasn't it?
I think it partially was, but we picked up a actually paper guide from Wilson's Creek,
Mm-hmm.
so which was really not nice with which was nice
Yes.
with this one. So, but hey, and basically, let's see. I got to multitask again for a second, so we
Oh,
do
him
this.
and his multitasking.
No, I'm actually getting efficient with it though tonight. I really think I am. So
Excellent.
just
Very
need to
good.
do a little basic synopsis of basically this battle occurred March 6th to 8th, 1862. Uh, you, uh, you, the Union forces had pushed the Confederates south and west through Missouri into northwestern Arkansas. Major General Earl Van Dorn for Confederate generals took his 16,000 men to counterattack the Union near Pea Ridge, actually outnumbering the Federals 16,000 to 10,500. But what was interesting, because Earl Van Dorn made the decision to leave his wagon trains behind.
Mm.
He basically outran a supply. The first day, they basically, we'll see, there's some signs that talk about how they got the advantage on the end of the first day, but they were tired. We're not prepared for the counterattack with the Union counterattack the next day, and ended up getting pushed off the field. But what this featured were the deaths of two Confederate generals, Ben McCulloch, who was very popular with his troops, and James McIntosh, who actually replaced McCulloch on the field. So with losing your command structure, things happen. At the end of the night, the Confederates controlled Elkhorn Tavern and important road junctions that we'll see what this road junction was important for back in history. So that's a long story short, basically 3,800 casualties overall. It resulted in a first day Union Confederate advantage, but ended up being a Union victory at the end and pushing the Confederates further out of the West at that point. So, yeah, I know. No military museum must be a plot. Well, no, I tell you what, don't screw around with federal parks. You better get there at no later than 3:30 anymore. I mean, when we've got some stories that are nightmares about places we'd show up 10 minutes late and couldn't get a stamp and stuff, and it's a little frustrating.
Or they would not. They would the official closing time is 5, and they're locking everything up at 4:30.
Yeah, or
That's another
4:50. Yeah,
story.
4:45. Yeah, that's another one. But hey, we're trying to be positive, though. We're going to look positive. We're going to
Yeah.
be happy.
We're
But
positive they're idiots. Oh, I'm sorry.
Wow. All right. There you go.
I'm not bitter.
I know. Okay. Well, this one over towards Leetown. This is a Union position on day one, looking out over a beautiful field. So
So
most of these
picture.
pictures. Oh, thank you. There you go. This Union position looking up over with Confederate approach. Beautiful country, beautiful lands here. There's really just a lot of these are pictures
Is
here
that
with the.
cornfields?
I don't think there were corn out there. I think that was just high grass.
Oh, high grass. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I
Isn't there
didn't.
one that we did that they had corn? It had cornfields.
Most Civil War battlefields have corn in them.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember. It could have been any of a number of them.
Oh, okay.
So basically, here, this what's interesting is that this area is also on the Trail of Tears, the land route, and this was one of the signs that they had about here commemorating um, that time of history with the Indian Removal Act. So it was on that route. So the basically what happened, that position that we were at, the Union guns were faced the other way originally because they expected the Confederates to come from the south or from the north, from the south, and let's see, yeah, from the south. Fayetteville is south of here, so they expected the Southern forces to come from the south. They picked a position on Little Sugar Creek. This is where we were at the time, and you see Elkhorn Tavern back here and Elkhorn Mountain. So, but what happened was there was, it was called Leetown. Basically, they had developed a big staging area for the Union Army that was here. So, and they had we had a remnants of part of the town that we had a picture of. So, and hail JT Kirk.
Oh, hello, hello.
Hey, good to see you, sir. Hey. Definitely. You definitely want to go back and look what we showed about the artillery at Wilson's Creek. So we try to make this brief tonight, but the main thing is looking at the pictures and the sites that we saw. They only had 10,000 men to hold off 16,000, so they dug in. A lot of times you make a body, fell the trees. Pick up your defensive positions. Well, then they realized the Confederates had circled around and came behind them. Remember what I said, that Earl Van Dorn decided to outrun his supply wagons. So they had what the Confederates had was what they had. So, oh man, damn it, Mark, I'm late to Civil War stop. Well, we got the replay for you, sir. Definitely go back and see it. And we got more at the end and more tomorrow. So make sure you're here with us tomorrow night when we see Shiloh. So basically what happened is over the Elkhorn Mountain, which you remember when I said where the fields were pointing out that way, back in that direction is where the Southern forces would come in from the north on them. So in spite of all the careful planning for position, they had to turn the Union lines around completely around for them. So, and this is a sign of one of the areas that talk about the Confederates marched with that they were pushed and they took a back road. So they crushed the Telegraph Road, which was the only pipeline for Union supplies and communication. It could crush the Union Army. This is part of that mountain. This is a higher elevation where they came in on that side. Leetown Battlefield. Let's see. We begin here, and we're looking towards where the Southern forces were coming from. This is a Union artillery position. I mean, once again, we got hills, we got ground, and there may not have been so many trees there at the time. Remember, a lot of these times they've let fields grow up over time. So what we see now may not have been what it was then, because there could have been cattle grazing and things like that, which would have changed the landscape. But you still get a feel for everything that that's here. And basically, like I said, this was on the heels of Bull Run. This is the first major engagement west of the Mississippi, and it's on the heels of Bull Run or Manassas. And so it was an embarrassing loss for Union forces. Like in this case, they didn't, they remembered what had happened and they didn't want it to become another bull run. With the initial overrunning, they could have become a rout very quickly. Um, JT, firing those cannons in tree light could really cause tremendous amount of splinters. Yeah, if it was there at the time, absolutely. Yeah, definitely it could. And we also talked about the different types of shot too, JT Kirk, earlier. So let's see. This is from that position, also looking out over where the Confederates would have been approaching. I will kind of cut it because I don't think I swung the camera that much, but basically we've got it's so yeah, we swung it around, and this is the same position that we hear from that whole line, and there's the artillery again. So just great. I tell you, if all you do is go appreciate the nature, being outside, it just now I will say this is one of the thing. Yeah, I will. Yeah, definitely hit and make sure y'all hit that like button and hit that replay and leave some comments too. But what misses? I think this is the first time that I really felt the humidity
Yes.
when we were back here in Arkansas,
Mm-hmm.
or
And I found
it
too
might have been
while
actually at Wilson's Creek, but this day was when we finally hit the humidity again.
yeah, the heat kills me. Always has.
Yeah,
But it was brutal.
yeah, and then you get different types of. So this save the cannon. You always protected your cannon if you could. Um, but the basically one of the as a account of one of the officers that delayed the assault till he was wounded. Um, his actions actually allowed the artilleryman to save 4 of the 6 guns. So, and if you didn't save your gun, you spiked your cannon. Hey, we got wildlife pictures, folks.
Oh dear.
The backside of a deer, but hey, it's still
Dear
cute.
butt.
Deer butt. We got another. This is the same deer with those people that were behind us all the time.
Oh yeah.
So we got another, and then here's a deer popped up in, when we're going through the different stops. Yummy. oh,
Oh,
oh gosh.
if only it
This
wasn't on a national park.
no, and I tell you, this is a beautiful picture right here. This
Yeah,
one and
that is
this,
actually a good picture. I
yeah,
must have taken that one.
yes, you did. It was on your side of the road. Hey, there's a wild puppet in the chat. All right, woohoo!
Hello, hello.
Hey, Punk Waddle, how are you tonight? And we got 13 people there. Hey, smash that like button, folks. And invite your friends. We're 2 away from 350. I don't know. Well, no 350. We'll wait for 450. And then Lisa and I can play Fortnite for 45 hours. How's that, Lisa?
I think Lisa will absolutely say no.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
going to speak on Lisa's behalf and wait, let me I gotta get the tone right. Okay, ask me again.
And Lisa can stay with me for 45 hours to celebrate.
No,
What?
no,
No, what?
no, I will not stay up 45 hours.
Oh, I gotcha. Oh, gosh, you guys are great. So, hey, Mrs. So basically, we got here, this, like I mentioned earlier, McCulloch, who was a very popular Confederate general, actually seemed somewhat confident, especially early in the war, and other actions over near Corinth, and but he was killed here, and so was his replacement, James McIntosh. They both died here in this action here. So. Yes, we definitely need that to go 45 hours in stunnings.
No, no
Ooh,
South.
did you see that?
No,
But did you see Lisa's response?
no, Lisa, your answer is no.
Oh, but to
I
this
answered for you.
point, I know. There you go. That's awesome. So remember the open field that was there that we got? Yeah, yeah. Punkwater, got to keep those bargaining chips, Lisa. But here you remember that spot where he where they were killed. Many times your popular leaders, it would defeat morale once your leader was down. So no Confederate soldier officer actually saw him fall. I mean, just they finally realized he was dead, and then the second command took over only to die while leading the charge out of the woods. So you'll see many times battles are won and lost on loss of momentum, and losing your leaders do. And to this case, they said a quote from infantryman was that we must not let the men know that General McCulloch is killed. So,
I bet you nobody would want to command that troop to die in one battle. You just
well,
feel it was like a cursed troop.
I will tell you, it happened repeatedly in the Civil War. And one of the discussions I've heard on another video that I've watched before was, especially when you compare Union versus Southern forces and how the war would go and stuff. If you look at the mortality rates, especially among the officer corps and stuff, the Unions was able to replace a lot of it too. But so many of the Confederate, the casualty counts were so high among the officers, you had to keep promoting younger and younger and greener people, and it's just you lost a lot of that in the command structure. It
Hmm.
just is amazing. If you look at the stats about Gettysburg on Pickett's charge, the percentage of Confederate officers that were lost. I mean, all three of Pickett's division, and just look at Pickett's division, all three of his brigade commander or division commanders were, yeah, no, it's what the companies, the regiments, but all three under Pickett were dead or mortally wounded,
Oh,
and then that goes down even further to your colonels and your officers to keep the troops together and stuff like that.
mm,
Yes, and J.T. Kirk really,
yeah,
this is really a good thing, a serious point here too, because these units would form out of towns and geographic areas. They would all be related. They would be in a hometown area and same company regiment. You led your Pierce battle, and you basically formed up with your mates and stuff and all that, instead of where it's from people all over. But what happens is the great historian Shelby Foote had said about that is that in some battles you could come back where the young town would not have any young men left. I mean, it's a little
right.
bit exaggerated, but the whole point is you get 70-80% mortality rate in a
But
couple
I
battles.
could see it. I mean, it might, not be a lot, but I could see towns. I mean, these towns were not necessarily big, and all your young men go. I could see them, no one coming back, walking on their 2 feet,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah, so it really was, and that's what's like the thing with the Sullivans in World War II. That's why they started splitting relatives up and stuff like that.
Right.
And there all these things that were not taken for granted when you have a massive. I got to look that up though because I just statistically, if you look at some of these battles between towns and their casualty rates, some of the units that were formed, or even like I said, in like Pickett's command, when in one battle, and then you got to replace them all.
Mhm.
It's just staggering some of the numbers when you look at it. Again, another look across the field from the Confederate, where the Union standpoint, from the Union standpoint, where the Confederates come from. We're over on the other part of the field where the Confederates were advancing from. Now we're up on the mountain. We're up on Pea Ridge on the east, so we get a little bit of elevation here, and so this is looking down onto the historical pole
Oh,
right.
that was a really cool area.
Yes, we're up on that mountain. Now, right here, you see the road right there? You see the guns above the tree lines there? That's actually the day two start of the Union lines. Along those tree lines, all the way around there and back along the road and all, is where the Union line was formed. Um, the Confederate lines are just at the base of this mountain because remember, they took Elkhorn Tavern and they were over here where we were. Okay. But oops, shoot. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. Here, I wanted to show the rest of this. So, and there, it proceeds all the way, and that was the Union line out to along the tree line. So it's beautiful view here, folks. Beautiful view. It's and I think that, this is Pea Ridge. So and very rocky because there was some fighting in these areas with these rocks. Reminded me of Devil's Den, like at Gettysburg, the rocky terrain, very tough, very unforgiving. Yeah, JT Kirk said, very fantastic overlook. Yes, and we're overlooking. This probably is where it really got real because the other parts of the battlefield were kind of, it was hard to gauge a view of it. This one, really, you got an angle on with day two, which is where the fighting really, to, really, it all turned. So there's another view from that same overlook with the screens. Nice little patio thing. It's really very nice.
Those
Another
are
look. What's that?
are those panoramic views, or I guess not.
No,
No,
they're just,
they're just really cool looking.
yeah. I had to get the rocks. See the rocks down there.
Hmm.
So, and then
Well, didn't
here,
they say that the men would be down there and it basically became like a fishbowl, and then
yeah,
they would just
yeah.
pull
You
it
have
out?
shrapnel from the rocks too. You shoot. Yeah, it was like not the place to be. Not the place to be. So now some monuments as we approach Elkhorn Tavern. Uh, so they had one to James McIntosh, the Arkansas Rifles, um, General Slack of Missouri, General Ben McCulloch, another Confederate general that fell here. One of these monuments that we have, and I don't think I got a picture of it here, actually had both Earl Van Dorn and had Sturgis, the Union commander, on it. So it was interesting to see that both commanders were on the generals in charge were actually on a monument here. So, uh, no, here's this monument here. We're, like I said, we're near Elkhorn Tavern. So if you're used to, uh, so remember, so let's see here again with that. Remember, I got to look this one up real quick because here we go. So, okay, because I did have to look this one up because see, let's see, let's see.
What are you looking up?
I'm looking at P Ridge, Elkhorn Tavern. Okay, the northern name for this is P Ridge. Okay, and the southern name for this is Elkhorn Tavern.
Oh,
So yes, and you will see in just a second why it was known as Elkhorn Tavern. But primarily, why this was very important, as we said earlier, is that Van Dorn wanted to take the Union supply line, but it was built. Elkhorn Tavern was located on two important crossroads, so um, it's a very important way. Now, this is not the original building. This is the original building was destroyed in the battle, but it's a replica.
mm-hmm.
So, yeah, yeah. So, absolutely. Let me see what J.T. Kirk said. The monuments are common across many Civil War battlefields and largely purchased by towns or states representing the fallen in the days after. Yep, Gettysburg has a ton. Yeah, Gettysburg has a ton.
Vicksburg has a ton.
Gettysburg has a ton. Shiloh has a ton.
Yeah,
When you watch that, when we do that next week,
and
I mean,
wow, some of them are just so elaborate.
well, look back at Vicksburg. Vicksburg, we had
Yeah.
that Texas monument that was really something, or the
Mhm.
Illinois Mausoleum.
Illinois. But yeah, and there was one that I saw that I just loved it. I can't remember which one it was, but it had like the soldiers on each side, like at the beginning of the war and kind of near the at the end of the war, how they changed. It
Mm-hmm.
just was.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't know if we can. I don't know if we want to do it tonight, but I'd like to show that one more time. The Illinois Monument.
Maybe we could
Maybe
do
on
it as
next.
part of a wrap up. What our favorite thing was on
Yeah,
the trip.
yeah. Because I tell
Yeah.
you,
So
if
yeah,
you miss that, you're going because there's an Illinois Monument to every unit, every soldier that
yeah.
served from the state of Illinois. So,
Hmm.
all right, Elkhorn Tavern. Okay, because look up top, folks. There's an Elkhorn. So now remember, this is a rebuilt structure too. So look at those authentic Civil War era roofing nails in it. But it just it was destroyed, so they recreated and tried to throw it back. Of course, you got a cellar there, or Yeah, so basically, we signed with Alcorn Tavern. We just got signs here. Basically, the whole thing is like we said earlier that the it was a gamble. The Union got driven back from here. The Confederates took the roads, setting up day two, but they were vulnerable at night because they had outrun the wagon trains. They were low on supply and tired, and um, basically, and also you lost two important generals in the Leetown fight earlier in the day. So you always suffer when you have a change when loss of command structures.
Well, they
So
have a loss of command. They're hungry. There's no food. They're
mhm,
tired, and everything. And, they've been shot at all day. So, yeah, I could see how the
right.
morale would not be great.
Well, and Van Dorn actually was so worked up this he was actually still sick from pneumonia
Mm.
and stuff. So he had a jarring ambulance right. It was amazing to see, but he had outrun the wagon train. So it's one thing to win a victory, but if you can't keep your soldiers armed and fed, then so then this is around Elkhorn Tavern, just some of the guns again, that they have here. I'm trying, another view.
And I
This is
know
down.
I'll drive someone crazy. I would just love to see one of those polished. But I know there's someone out there that's cringing.
I
I'm not
know,
saying I would do it, but I just think,
I know. Well, hey, this is a view of Elkhorn Tavern from down one of the roads that were there. Now, like you said, this is why it was really important because it was the nation's first transcontinental mail line passed through a future Civil War battlefield. As a first Butterfield Overland Mail Coach, and basically, you can see the route here from San Francisco east. There's a split off here.
mm,
Um, you know, I'll see if I can go here because it's blurry, but it's a schedule. Let's say of arrivals and stuff. So I bet really, really, this is an important line for many, many ways. So the Western Fare one way was $200 gold, equivalent to about $3,000. Most stages arriving at their destination 22 days later. Oh my God!
and that's express delivery.
No, that's
Oh,
just riding as a passenger.
I'm being.
Could you imagine sitting in something that long?
We did it for 16 days.
Yeah, but we had air conditioning and we could stop and sleep. But
Yeah.
so folks, that is part of the Pea Ridge National Military Park, and this is this shows the history of this area. That it was a vital junction, was used for transportation for mail, and of course it was obviously a Union supply line. So it's of course, like we talked about before, what's important in the Civil War: railroads, rivers. In this case, it's a road. So
Yep.
gotta
Just
move
got to
your
keep all
troops.
those resources coming for
Mm-hmm.
another hour.
Well, this is that road also again from the other view back. We earlier we were looking up at Elkhorn Tavern, and this is further down the road, past Elkhorn Tavern. We got that's where I was standing back in there. That's come through there. They keep it cleared though. It's kind of cool to see it cleared. So,
Mm.
and this is on the other side of the road, looking back up that same road from the other side of the park. This is a Confederate position starting day two, which leads us to stop 9. And stop 9 here. We are in the Confederate lines here, looking at the Union lines out from us here. Now I'm panned left back to the Confederate lines here behind us. So we're kind of between the lines. But that is the Union placements. Notice that they're pointing towards us. So we are on the Confederate side here. And like the sign said, that as it's set for the first day of battle, and there was a cornfield. Yep, they crossed Ben Ruddock's stubble cornfield.
Okay, I thought there was a cornfield in
I
one of
didn't
these
remember
places.
seeing it, but maybe it's down. But yeah, there was a cornfield. So, uh, and basically the Union did a lot of, so like we'll see at Shiloh, a lot of fighting withdrawals. The last Union line held firm. and day 2 changes everything. So,
Hey, Squeaka.
oh my gosh, there's not a yuck Oreos option. Wow. Well,
I'm
there you go.
sorry. I'm
Hi,
sorry.
Squeak. And hello to Not Important.
Hello.
How never seen you here before. Wow, that's an interesting avatar. It's a sideways kitty. I like it.
Oh,
I like it. Well, hey, thank you for coming here. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button, sub if you haven't already. Love
I
having you on
have
here.
a hard time calling somebody not important. Can I just call you important?
Well, you know why they're important? They're here with us tonight.
They're important because they're important.
That makes
I
them very important.
oh.
Yes,
And yes,
absolutely.
Oreos are good always.
Oh, well, I'm stuck on darlings. We're darlings. I always like being called darlings. So, oh, JT Kirk said there's no such thing as yuck Oreos, and Buddy Hepburn said we're out of Nutter Butter, so moved on to Fig Newtons.
Oh, oh, Fig Newtons are good too.
Oh my gosh! See,
I remember eating Fig
I,
Newtons as a kid.
I just forgot all about the poll because I'm in heaven to talk of this stuff. But hey, and this is me trying to be brief tonight. So, well, thank you, Not Important Squeaker, for coming in. Good to see y'all again. We're at the Confederate lines looking. One thing to look at really is look how close it's like at Vicksburg when you showed you these unit. It's not like modern day tech warfare where you don't see anybody, or even World War II, we could hit somebody from a greater distance. They're right on top of each other, and what we will see when we get to the other side. The effective use of artillery is very important to turn a battle. Remember, the Union entered this with about 10,000 troops, about 16,000 Confederates. Now, remember also at the end of day 1, the Confederates had outrun the wagon train, but artillery becomes a very important thing that we got, and we'll see it in many of the battles that are coming up. But more just looking at the terrain we've got here. This part of the field's fairly flat, fairly open.
Oh, it's a Whoopa Troopa raid!
What?
Woo! Whoopa Troopa raid!
Oh wow!
Hey!
Hey,
Oh, hey! Thank
all right.
you!
Hey, Mental. Hey, welcome. Thank you. Welcome, Mental. Hey, thank you. Whoopa Troopa Raid. Whoopa
Whoopa!
Raid. Thank you, sir.
Thank you! Whoop
Oh
whoop!
my gosh. Hey, long time no
Sorry, I
see.
just looked up and saw it. I had to interrupt you.
No, thank you. No,
Isn't
please.
the
I
sky
appreciate it.
beautiful right there in that picture? Oh, sorry.
Oh, I know, but yeah, whoopa.
Oh, thank
Okay.
you.
Super whoopa.
No, you gotta go. Super Whoopa!
Super whoopa. I can't do it as good as y'all ladies can. So, all right. So, hey, 15 y'all, make sure you hit that like button. If you haven't subbed, please sub because we are trying to get the 350 very soon. We are close though, folks. But hey, thank you for the raid, Whoopa. Awesome to see you here as always, man. Good to see you, my friend. Wow. I mean, wow. Like I said, we're at the Confederate lines here with this. I'm flustered. I'm honored though. I'm like, Mrs. I'm not used to getting rated that often, but hey, thank you. So we got 17 likes. Thank y'all. Make sure y'all done it. I appreciate all y'all being here. We are in the southern lines on day 2 with artillery placements, and we will see facing the Union lines over in front of us to the south. Because remember, the Confederates had gotten in behind the Union Army here. And you can see the gun placements for a lot of the where the Union guns would have been at the time. So now what we're going to do is another still photo of that. Now we're going to move. We are now on the Union side, facing back towards the Confederate lines. And imagine a massive. They said the picture of the side of this was just amazing with the troops as they were spread out along this line. So, yeah, thank you, Mrs., for putting Whoopa's link in too. So, it's really cool stuff here. So, just so much terrain, so much to see. Again, we got another shot. You talked about effective artillery usage. Well, that's what happened here. Turned day 2 around. Even though the Union was outnumbered, early and accurate artillery blew apart the Confederate lines, being low on ammunition. Also, uh, so they lined up for the second day at 8 o'clock in the morning. The Union battle line was only 500 yards away, a 5-minute walk across open fields. So even though the Confederate gunners fired back, the big guns were. They said the big guns of the Union were heard more than 50 miles away.
Wow.
So it was the largest artillery shell in the Civil War up to that point. Uh, and remember, this is in 1862. So, it just was very interesting. But what we'll see is that the artillery was very effective. I was back on the other side there. I think I put some duplicates in, misses. I got them out of order. So now we're back on the Union lines again, looking face to the Confederate lines. But here, that de stop that. Okay, Master. I wish Masters was here or somebody good to speak in German. That die Spot, Sergeant. Basically, the quote is General Sigel General Sigel himself sight with one piece, sent a shot at the guns that had driven them back, went through the men and horses, killing and wounded both, exploded in one of the caissons, which even though they're back, it blows it up. And that's when he said, that is spot, Sergeant, put them right there. Put them right in dire. Bad. But basically, what we see is that in spite of being outnumbered, effective use of artillery changed the tide of battle the second day, along with being tired and really out of ammunition. So then Union goes with a charge, and basically that's where they said that there were 10,000, and it was a charge that was amazing to watch. So there you go. I think that is probably the last slide I have. So let me take that down. And so now, oh shoot. Okay, that's the last for the battlefields for that point. So, folks, we're going to make some transition real quick. Thank you for being with us and staying with us.
You should have other slides.
No, Mrs. I'm trying to streamline and be efficient tonight.
Okay. I was a little scared because I didn't have the other stuff.
No. That's why I'm talking about this. That's why I'm talking about dinner in Bentonville. Bentonville, which was the home of Walmart, which our friend Dutch. Okay, that was Dutch. Thank you, Masters. Appreciate it. Thank you for keeping me straight and on the narrow. Oh, God. Did you see this? Did you see this? Good day. Howdy, old chap. You want to hear my British accent?
Just don't.
See, she won't even let me try it. Our British buddies, like, I think he about throws up when I try to do British. So, but anyway. Oh gosh. Oh man. But okay, I'll stop. But hey, great place that we stopped to for dinner in Bentonville. We didn't get to see Walmart, but we got Big Whiskey's American Restaurant and Bar.
We saw the billboard for the museum, but
yes, that we did.
But that was all.
So I got a couple more slides, and I'll turn it over to you. I think, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, this place had the best signs. If you follow me on Twitter, you've seen some of these. Like, from this moment on, you're just renting the beer, or like, it's like, here's to those who drink to forget. Please pay in advance. Yeah, I'm the outdoorsy type that I like to drink on patios. Hey, the missus, I know you know swearing, and some of our other friends, swearing or vulgar language will not be tolerated, except for the ladies.
Damn straight.
There you go. And I'm not a drinker, but friends bring happiness into your life. Best friends bring whiskey. Laughing,
Yuck.
I will say though that here the two that I like the most that I'll get sentimental. Here's to the nights that turn into mornings and the friends that turn into family.
Oh yes.
And here's to goodbyes. May they never be spoken. And to friendships, may they never be broken. And I want to say that to you, all you guys out there. Thank y'all for being here. Y'all are amazing to be here and to stay so long and raid and coming in. And even though not important, you are important. Everybody's important. So, all right.
Sweet.
Before I start crying, here, this is what we had for dinner. Well, we basically had.
Can I make a disclaimer?
Yes, you can make a disclaimer.
Okay, we could not find the pictures of the food that we had. So, um, I actually looked that up on the internet and found it. But that is exactly what I had. I
Mm-hmm.
had the ribeye with broccoli and mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
okay.
I know. It's and I tell you had the rare type steak that looked a little rare because of what was that butter like though?
I didn't like the butter. I don't think you should have to put any kind of anything on a steak if it's good. If it's cooked right, you don't need that. I didn't. I mean, I didn't like it. I mean, it was okay, but I wouldn't have put it on. And if I knew they did, I would have asked them not to.
Okay, stunning. All right, I'll agree. Remedy's not important, so this is all right.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh, she's still on that. I think yeah, he's got a secret crush.
yeah, I do too. Yeah, exactly. So Lisa loves the food though. So
Yes.
I will tell you, I had a much better picture of mine. Mine was an awesome steak. I was
Yeah.
it was really really good. So Mrs. I think it's time for you.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm going to pull
You
it
were
down.
supposed to have another picture.
Oh shoot, yeah, I'm
Yeah, you got
sorry.
more. Come on.
Okay, in
Is
the
there one
13.
before that?
Nope, that's it.
Oh, okay. There.
Yep.
There's our hotel. You got to end it with us going to
Okay.
bed.
All right. All right. Well, I don't.
Golly.
Okay. Yeah. It was. Yeah. This was a nice hotel. I would say we stayed at some nice hotels along the way. Bentonville, Arkansas. It was just down the road from, uh, the restaurant. It was really really nice. So,
Yes.
but hey, great place.
Yes.
Great. Maybe get back. So. Yeah, I know, I know. But listen, green to the rabbits, rice is tolerable, but real star exactly. Yeah, exactly. I know you did, stunning. I know you did. Oh, yeah, feel good. So, all righty.
For those that
Yeah,
don't know,
that is the last one.
Remedy is a character in Fortnite, a video game we play.
Yeah,
So that you know who we're talking about there.
not even a real person, but
Not a real person. So,
ugh.
okay,
All right.
now we are on to the next day, day 14. 2 days left after
Hey,
this.
can I say something though before you start?
Okay.
You are amazed at how much you've talked the last two or three shows because you've done most of the carrying with this stuff too.
Well,
And you've
thank
done
you.
it. You say you don't have a good voice, but you really, really, really do. And Buddy actually said his dad uses HP sauce,
What's HP sauce?
HP sauce with ketchup together for steak. Hmm.
I don't know what HB sauce is. I don't, if a steak is cooked good, I don't put anything on it. If you see me put anything on a steak or on anything except a hamburger, I will put condiments on a hamburger. But if you see me put any sauce on any kind of meat, be it a steak, ribs, uh, pork, anything, it is not cooked right. So,
I tend to agree with that though. But
yeah.
what is HP sauce? If you don't mind telling us. So
It might be a brand of sauce.
yeah, I'm not sure. So and then mixing it with ketchup, and then what does it taste like? I'm curious. So let me while we do it. Oh,
Oh, it's
it's a
like a
British like A1 but stronger. Huh. Do you
oh,
use
so
the
you probably
ketchup?
need the ketchup though.
Is that to tone it down though?
I would think so if it's stronger than A1.
Well, of course. Worcestershire, not Worcester sauce. That's
Oh
sloppy horse
gosh.
at in Fortnite,
Oh,
Pa.
oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, we're gonna get started
Pure
on. We're
sauce.
gonna start
I
on our
like
next
that.
one.
I like that. Well, let me do one thing real quick to see with the
Uh-huh.
poll.
Oh
Let's
yeah, go ahead and let's close the poll so
You
because
want
we'll
to close
forget.
it now? Well, I'll leave
Yeah.
it open for a couple more minutes. We got 16 votes.
Oh
Here,
wow.
how do you eat your Oreos, folks? Please vote. Only with milk is 31%. Eat the middle, then cookies is 12%. I'm surprised it's that low. Plain no milk, 38%. Stick two together, make double stuff, 19%. Wow. I that's one that I've got. Okay. I mean, I can eat them without no milk, but I gotta have milk with mine. But anyway, okay, folks. But hey, uh, there's Super Whoopa with Worcestershire. Oh, okay. You added a few words on. Parkour's
Yes.
couldn't spell it, but it was a good. Thought it was a good try.
Hey, I think
Yeah,
I
Stunning said let the poll hang for a bit. I agree.
okay.
Oh, and mega stuffed. You can never
Well,
have enough stuffing for
see,
a
what, but JT, what I do is I buy the double stuffed, and that I mean, if they're on sale, I wouldn't buy them if they're on sale. So if the double stuffed are what's on sale, I buy 'em, and then I take two of them apart and stick them together and make my own mega stuffed. So
oh
there's
and
nothing like having lard and sugar course through your veins.
buddy, you should see us when our local grocery store does buy one get one free for Nutty Buddies.
Oh yeah, we do. I
The
love Nutty
missus
Buddies.
sends me the store.
Our
I can eat a whole damn box of Nutty Buddies in one sitting, but
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
It's
so
not good for either one of us.
oh,
Oh,
JT said that's a good way to go too.
mm-hmm.
Now, Buddy says that the ketchup makes it sweeter. Makes it sweeter that I like. The best
Makes
is
it more.
mixes ketchup, HP sauce, A1 sauce, 57 sauce, and Worcestershire sauce all together. Wow,
Uh,
that's some experimentating.
well, no, to me the best is to have a good steak so you don't have to put anything on it. Now that
Yeah.
might be good on a hamburger though.
Mm.
A hamburger sauce instead of ketchup.
Oh gosh, here comes Whoopa Troopa.
Oh,
Fun fact:
really?
double stuff is actually only 1.7 times the stuff. It is not double. They screw us over. Well,
Okay, then I am never buying them again. Those
well, look at the
liars.
Breyers quart ice cream or gallon, whatever. That's not really a quart like they used to be. They're like undersized quarts.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
they
that's
don't
the
call them. They don't call them that anymore. They're a tub. It's a tub of ice cream.
okay. Well, a tub is like a damn bathtub.
Yeah.
I want a
So,
bathtub of ice cream for $5. Then that's fine.
okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna go. We're digressing.
Okay.
We're going
All right.
into the next day.
14 great people with us. Make sure you voted in the poll. Make sure you hit like button. Make sure you subscribed if you have not. Let's let the missus take us on to our next destination.
Okay,
I
wait.
just wait. What?
I gotta show JT Kirk's real quick.
Okay.
You gonna show it?
The former this one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not trying to be political, but a former president would put ketchup on a steak. That is a real impeachable offense in my mind.
Yes, I think that deserves prison. Anybody.
I'm
Anybody.
curious. I'm curious which one though, and
Mm.
it's okay. I don't matter what her name. I mean, we're not trying to be political either because we got something coming up next week with a president involved. But I just was curious which president it was.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Now we can get into
Yeah, get back on track, Parkour. So, well, Buddy said he put on a Victoria cut steak along with grilled horseradish crust.
oh, that's interesting.
Ah, I'm not surprised. That do you know who that is? It's Orange
Okay.
Man. It's Orange
Okay.
Man, and that's
Okay. Okay. We're going to go to the next day.
oh, I like that though. I think that was a neat trivia though.
Yes. Very, very
Yeah.
good. Yes. Okay, here we go. We are now on day 14 of our adventure. We are tired and we have all this driving, as you could see, woo, with
Eh,
nothing in between. But we do have a good goal at the other end. So first, do go through Bobby Hill Tunnel, which is
Bobby
the
Hopper.
Bobby Hopper. Sorry, Bobby Hill.
Bobby was
That's from that's from
propane boy,
um,
king of the hill.
King of the Hill. Oh my
Yes.
gosh. Bobby Hopper Tunnel. Now, I didn't think I got video of this, but apparently I did. And we also were streaming while we were going through this tunnel. So if anybody remembers that. Um, but here is the tunnel. Whoops. Oh, I passed it. Oh no.
Oh
There it
no.
is. Going through the tunnel. We actually streamed through this whole thing.
Yeah, I'm
I do
amazed it
not
didn't
like
cut
going through
off.
tunnels. I watched a movie about a tunnel that collapsed when people were driving through it like this, and so it makes me nervous. But we did. We made it through the tunnel. That was
Yay.
a sight to see, I guess. And then we're on our way to Popeye's Garden. That's
Oh yeah.
actually the name of what that place is called.
Yes.
And some of our driving through is Mountainburg, Arkansas. And it's as every other picture is. I probably could take pictures from anywhere and just plop them in here and put some name on there. And you would go, oh, yes, yes. But yes, so Mountainburg, Arkansas, trees and a little antenna. and then we get to Popeye's garden. I will have to apologize. We have no video with just the water sound. And the video that we have that has some of that in it has me in it, which I am not going to show.
What about the short?
Nope, you're talking through the whole thing.
Oh,
And
okay.
it shows me.
Not the short.
Oh, I didn't get the short. There's one that I had that it shows me. So,
Do you
but
want me to
anyway,
try?
if
Hey, Ang!
so anyway,
Family of
here's Papa.
streamers. Do
Here's
you want me to try to
Popeye's
pull up
garden.
the short though?
Uh, you can if you want, but you won't hear it because we're on the wrong. We're not on Chrome.
Oh, I'm on Chrome though,
Why are you on Chrome?
because I went in Chrome just for the audio.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you go ahead and talk, and I'll
Well,
see if I
we
can do
didn't hear
this.
any of the audio. Sorry.
Um,
So anyway, Popeye's garden, city of Alma. Popeye the sailor man. He loves his spinach. And Alma is a very big spinach thing. They even have a spinach festival. So they built this little park for him, and there he is, little Popeye with on the on with a waterfall with his can of spinach and his bulging arm muscles. But those are the weirdest thing. It's his forearms that are muscles. I always thought that was funny because what good is that really? You want your upper arm muscles. So I think that's just. I think Popeye's just a kind of a funny character. But yeah, Popeye statue, very beautiful. It's
get it?
got gazebos and um, um, little got flowers, and they've got some murals on the wall, and there's some murals that are painted on the walls. And like I said, little gazebos you can sit in. It just was a beautiful um, um, little area, and he'd never be able to hold anything. The carpal tunnel syndrome would just be too much with forearms like that.
Yeah,
Absolutely, his body proportions, they make no sense. They make no sense. He's got scrawny little upper arms, and then he's got these bulging muscles down here, and then he's got these little scrawny upper legs, and then he's got these humongous calves. I guess it's just his whole body just doesn't make sense to me. But who am I? I'm not an illustrator.
no, I know. Now, do you want me to try to bring this up real quick?
Now you know you have to when you have to do it through video file, not through share stream.
Oh,
You won't hear it that way. So
okay.
let me give them a quick tutorial. Go to the present button for uh,
Not that. Okay.
no, just go to
Oh,
the
I see what you're saying.
and
Okay.
then say video file. Then you have to go to the file and put it separately.
Okay. Let me see if I
Okay.
can.
Sorry.
Oh shoot! I'm not going to be able to do it then. I'm not going to be able to do it then because I don't have the file saved. But
Okay.
what I can do, I can at least show the running water. You want to see the running water?
Okay. Yeah, you can show the running water. Play it. Here's the running water. Yes, it's a shame. I don't think you. Yeah, you can't do any audio there. So anyway, that's Popeye with the running water. Okie doke. So,
Yep. But there you go.
but then it was a lovely little park, and my gosh, I really thought it was just going to be a statue blop in the middle of somewhere, not pretty at all. It just was a beautiful little area that they've set aside for this. And then we went once again to an encore presentation
Yes.
of Uncle Lou's in Memphis,
Yes.
Tennessee. And
It's so good. You didn't hit it once, you hit it
we
twice.
hit it twice. It was very good. So we had chicken and honey mac and cheese and biscuits.
What's
And we're just going to show a video of it.
Yep.
look at that. Oh my gosh, we're just gonna watch this video, and I'm gonna go. Oh, it's so good. And their sweet tea is really good. Mm. And look at the shine on that biscuit. Just look at that. That's honey on top of that. Is that not amazing? And the chicken was just fried perfectly. And honey mac and cheese. If you've never had it, you don't know what you're missing. And once again, that biscuit. And then I just got to show over here. These are Dadman's fries. They know how to fry food. Those
Hmm.
fries. Number one, the number one thing, crinkle cut. Crinkle cut is the best fry ever, and they fried it perfectly. So yes, yes,
What was interesting this trip, they remembered us.
yes. They go, oh, were you there? I'm going to go back to that picture so we can just look at this while we're talking
Yeah,
about them.
yeah, exactly.
Uh, so
They
yeah,
they
they what did they ask us? Remember what they asked us?
uh, you talk about would if we wanted to try something new
Yeah.
for the menu.
They said, yeah, do you like corn? And we're like, yes. And they go, would you like to try something new? We're thinking of putting it on the menu. And we're like, sure, because hey, it's food from a place that cooks amazing food. Why not?
Yeah, free food. Yeah.
And so they brought us out some corn. And I'll tell you, it was, it was, I don't, it was very basic. There was nothing fancy about it. I don't, but it was so good that I hope they put it on the menu.
Yep. It was the seasoning. It just was
Yeah, they
off the
see.
chart amazing.
And here you can get either two pieces of chicken or four pieces of chicken.
Hmm.
So got four pieces of chicken, and I got two pieces of chicken. And then we each he gave me one, and so we had three pieces of chicken. So that's a good thing we did
God, I
there.
wanted to go back. I
But
want to go back there all the time.
it was delicious, and that mac and cheese, it was really good. It was really good.
Hmm.
So and there's another picture, a close up of the mac and cheese. I love mac and cheese. I could have a mac and cheese, go to a mac and cheese food truck. I've heard they had them. I bet they would be delicious.
Hmm.
And I like, so yep, that was Uncle Lou's again. Just look at that. Oh, just looks so good. I'm hungry. Let's go to Memphis. And then
Yes.
our other stop we went to was the Corinth Civil War Interpretive Center. There were battles here, you said, but not like in Shiloh. Um, so we made it way over here. Yay!
Yeah, it's Corinth is actually part of the Shiloh National
Right.
Battlefield. Well, Corinth also was a site of some important action, and the town was
Yeah.
under siege in the Civil
Well,
War,
it was because of the train tracks, right?
right? Because of train tracks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll show, and we have a picture of them. Very interesting. So we're here in Corinth. It's a wonderful center to go to if they don't close up early. Um, and I didn't get pictures of this, or I couldn't find them. When you walk up in the sidewalk, they have embedded in the cement artifacts. They're obviously not real artifacts, but like uh, belt buckles, bullet casings, bullet holders, boots, hats, just all that stuff. It's just like as you walk up, you could just see all this stuff, and it's embedded in the cement. And that was really neat. I thought, and I didn't get a picture of it because I was enthralled with it.
Hmm.
But inside, um, I love some of their exhibits. This was just uh, talking about with the education and um, and the process.
Yeah.
Corinth was the beginning of freedom for the African Americans who lived here. But I just love the bronzes that they did, and they had them throughout. And here's
Hmm.
another one of them putting dirt in the wicker baskets to make um, what are they called? Fortifications,
Yeah,
walls, basically.
yeah, yeah. Fortifications in that case, yeah.
Um,
The bati are the pointed sticks, but these are just like sandbag. Well, basically sandbags,
like
but in
like
wicker bags, just
yeah.
wall fortifications. Yeah,
And then you
yeah.
know about these, so you can share these because.
Because there was some action at Corinth. There's not much of the battlefield that really remains. Where Corinth Interpretive Center is probably the highlight, the center of where the most action was. This is a monument to the Texas Brigades, specifically their commander who was killed on site. If you go back, we'll see next time the Battle of Shiloh, where uh, Grant was moving down from the north. Albert Sidney Johnston and the forces were centered here in Corinth. Well, they moved up to attack Grant at Pittsburgh Landing. So this Corinth was a vital rail connection for the South because what we'll see with two railroads crossing.
Mhm.
Um, but it was a real Confederate staging base. And then finally, after Shiloh, with the defeat there, they surrendered the city only to try to come back months later and to take it by force, having to fight the same fortifications that they spent all their time building. So, you know, not much significant action, but there was an action in terms of trying to take the city back. But again, yeah, most of what's there is in neighborhoods and all, and you really can't appreciate what the Corinth battle lines actually were with because of the development and the monument to the Texas Brigades.
I guess that's the back
Mm-hmm.
side of
Yep, the
that,
units and where they were the siege of Corinth, which was when they
and the
attacked back Battle of
battle
Iuka.
Battle of Corinth and Battle of Davis Bridge. Oh, how
Yep,
very interesting.
yep. And I think like JT Kirk, it's local citizens, people in the states and stuff, go and sponsor and build these
Mhm. Oh
memorials.
yes, and then they actually have a national cemetery, which
Yes,
is and yes, Squeaka, Texas.
we got a Woo Texas.
Woohoo! Oh,
Woo!
we'll be back.
I was waiting for the woo and the mac and cheese, but yeah, Woo Texas. Yay!
And so here's the cemetery.
Yeah.
Just that's me just the white um, tombstones, the white grave markers.
Mm-hmm.
Just are it's so dramatic, um, and I think it kind of puts a leveling of everyone that's there because whether you're a whoever you are, your grave marker is the same. So, like death is the equalizer.
Yeah.
There's nobody is put above or below here. They all have the same markers. And now there are some tributes to groups and things, but
Mm-hmm.
for the most part, this is what you see. And it doesn't matter whether you're a private, a lieutenant, uh, um, whatever. It's yeah, it's sad. It's
Mm-hmm.
sad, especially you go to the one in Arlington, and you go to it's very emotional.
Well, our one of our last stops is Andersonville, and we did not get to
Mhm,
stop there very long. But in a previous trip at Andersonville, a friend of ours had a uncle, or I think it was an uncle that was buried at the National Cemetery there, and I was actually able to find their grave marker
mhm,
for them. Um,
mhm.
it is interesting. That's why I'm so passionate about that Illinois monument, the hauntingness of that.
Yes.
It just that still would be an incredible memory that guy came up talking. I mean, he I kind of laugh at it in a way. It's kind of like how I like photobombing everybody.
Mhm.
I got crash bombed, but it was a great conversation to have with him, and then
Yes.
be able to tell him that because he was looking for somebody in Illinois. But hey,
That
go
you
look
could
there,
yeah,
and he found his relative.
right. Yes.
It keeps the history alive. It keeps the memories alive, and
Mhm.
and also these are not just people that die in battle. A lot of these are people that have served. When they
Yeah,
pass away,
right.
they made the arrangements. It could be wives, it could be family, whatever
I
they
think
do.
the
So
spouses are the only ones that can be buried in National Cemetery. and they're
Yep.
buried on the opposite side. Um,
Hmm.
but
Yep.
yeah,
So
and this is about the Battle of Corinth.
hmm
So
again, you can see. I'm sorry, Mrs. But you can see how these are the outer siege lines, and you can see how growth around the city is like
yeah, so
overrun with what would
I
have.
think we're just driving down streets looking
Yeah,
for
we
them.
were. I think at this point we also got hungry and said, "The hell with it. We're tired. We're hungry." And
Yeah,
we
we tried to find them all. They had them, but we got tired.
because we had seen No, no, no. This was the other day. We drove across Arkansas to get here.
Yeah,
We saw Popeye and then ate Uncle Lou's, and then we got here
yeah,
and did the Corinth Interpretive Center, which closed at 4. Anyway, sorry, but
yeah,
we made it. So,
yes.
but
And
like
so then
that,
we found this, which was cool. I mean, we were looking for it. It wasn't a surprise,
yeah,
but it was closed.
uh huh,
Um, but that was okay because what we really wanted to see was the reason why Corinth was so important in the war, and it is because of that
hmm
right there.
east, west, and north, south railroads that were used to move troops and material and supplies. So,
Because if you can't get food and ammunition and other supplies to the troops, they can't do anything.
hmm
And so this was a vital area in the war.
hmm exactly.
Now, now this was at the Corinth Center, and it is supposed to be a reflective pool. There is no water in it right now, and we did not really know why. But the way we found out was actually this was the second day that we came by here because the first day they said that their hours were till 5, and at 4 I'm going to give them a bit at 4:50 they locked the door to this so we couldn't get out there. And we said we just want to go up. Can we? It's not 5 o'clock yet. And they said I'm sorry, we closed up at a quarter till.
And we were live streaming too.
And we were live streaming at the time. Did not show this person's face. Would not do that. I think that's wrong. But the next day when we were in Shiloh, I went directly and asked to talk to the head ranger. And I asked them if that is their policy. And she's like, "Excuse me, what? No." She goes, "No, that was wrong what they did." And she said that she would talk to them, and and I told her, I said, "I want you to know," I said, "we were streaming at the time that that happened." I said, and I told her, I said, "We did not show her face because that would be wrong." Um, but it did not give a good impression to the National Park Service. And she was very upset. And she goes, "Do you know why there's no water in the pool? Did they tell that to you?" I said, "No, they did. They didn't." I said, "We have no idea why." Well, the reason there's no water in the reflective pool is because they've got a leak somewhere that they don't know where it's at, and they were hemorrhaging money paying for the water bill, and so they stop the water until they could get a grant to get an engineer to come out and find out what's wrong with it. So this is supposed to have water in it, um, and it doesn't. But that's the reason why. But I do have some pictures that do show it with water, so you
It
can kind
truly,
of.
it truly is a beautiful sight to
Yes,
see it with
I
the
don't have
water
any
in it.
video of it with water, but you can see it. So there, that is the story of why there's no water in the reflective pond. But we're going to show some pictures anyway because it's still, I think, it has some. It's very impactful. Um, so, do you want to talk about this, or do you just kind of let it speak for itself?
Uh, I will try to talk to about a little bit, but I won't post it up. But JT Kirk, yeah, it is. It really is
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. That's what it was, and it happened again to us again later. It was like, uh,
Yeah.
you got
Yeah.
anyway. It's what it is.
Yeah.
So, but hey,
Yes. So
let's
anyway,
focus on the positive. I know
yes.
because this is a
Yeah,
great memory
well,
of these
we
things.
got to see it the next day.
Yeah,
Um, so,
yeah. You didn't want to go back up there. Oh,
uh, the United
yeah.
States, as we know it today, began not with the revolution of 1776, but rather in the new nation that emerged from the Civil War. That's a little sitting bitch. And then this is where the reflective pool is. And
Mm-hmm,
all this has water, and the water runs over this.
mm-hmm.
And it says the Civil War was fought over issues of liberty. The cost was high, and many issues remain to be resolved. Now, I have a video that I'm going to play, and you can talk over the video. That's why I kind of just quickly
Okay,
talked over these because
okay.
you can talk over the video. Um,
Alrighty.
oh wait. Let me go back. Let me go back because
Okay.
there it is with water.
Yeah.
You see how just different and more how I just the and I just think it just has such a greater impact with the water. Obviously, that's how it was made, but when they're paying thousands of dollars of water bill a month
Yeah.
because of that, I can understand them wanting to get it fixed. So okay, so here's the video,
Mm-hmm.
so you can talk as it goes.
Yeah. I'm just gonna
Mhm.
right, like you said, there's introductory. So what you will see as we hopefully if it's the one where I'm walking down
Yes, you do.
forward, what you will see is the name of other battles, and I'm trying. Hopefully, I did the camera work and pause it as you need to. Uh,
Well,
let's
these
see.
are
Okay,
these
so it
right
starts
here,
with the 13th Amendment, 1865.
right? These three blocks are amendments.
Mm-hmm. All right. So and then in the
So that
first
showed
set.
amendments.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just letting them so they could know.
Yeah.
So we have that quote at the beginning, then the water, and then we have the amendments.
Mm-hmm. So now stop. Hold on. Stop right there. Fort Fisher. That's an early battle. Okay.
So what do each of these blocks represent?
Each of the blocks represent a different battle, and I think it's over on the left. The darker stones here. Okay, I walk from the back side. This is from the back. That's why we had the amendments there. Okay,
Okay.
because it's at the end. This is walking back. So go ahead and stop there. Shenandoah campaign. It's hard to see some of those. But as you see, these last ones were the 1865, some of the last battles. And as we move forward, it'll move up by year to 1864, 18, let's see. Go ahead and stop sometime. Prairie Creek, Antietam. So we're in the 1863. Because if you look over on the far side, there's a block. Okay, go ahead and play it.
Oops, that's it.
Oh, was
Oh,
that as far as it went?
that's as far as it went.
Oh,
So if
wow.
you kind of look this way,
So, yeah.
there's the battles are on here, and here's the dates.
Yeah. And
And
is that as close as you can zoom in?
and there's well,
Yeah.
here's one that kind of shows the beginning of it,
Yeah.
and then the water goes, and then you have the battles,
Mm-hmm.
and then the amendments, and then it goes to the quote, and then to
So
uh,
basically, with this first block up here, you have 1861. You'll have Fort Sumter, and then it follows. You'll see Wilson's Creek. Different battles. Eventually, to Chancellorsville, Gettysburg in 1863. So
I don't
it
know, but
truly is a.
yeah, you can't see them.
It is truly a amazing. See, Fort Pulaski is right there on that one. Fort Pulaski was 1862, which I want to do one time because it is very important with the advent of artillery. But that is an amazing, one of our more amazing monuments that we've seen
Hmm.
somewhere.
Yeah, I just think it's very moving. Um, and I wonder, do the size of the blocks have something to do with the amount of fatalities, or
I
are
don't
they?
think I don't think
Or
so
no?
because
Okay,
I tried to think about the connections between them and I really didn't see any
okay.
connections
I
that.
haven't really read a lot on that, But it's a beautiful monument uh, when the water is in it. It is really.
Yeah, really a great concept though. You get
Hmm.
your timeline, your battles, all that.
And then we had dinner, steak twice in a row.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. So hey.
Actually, those pictures were done the next day, but we're not going to cross hairs. And this was so funny. Okay, before I show the picture of the food, actually, we're
Hmm.
going to show. They have a little sign here first about watch for flying potatoes, um,
Yeah.
because they would throw things in the back. But that's either here nor there. We asked for baked potatoes with extra butter. Okay, keep that in mind when you see our baked potato. You ready?
Yep. Oh
Look
my!
at how much freaking butter they put on that.
I forgot about that. It
That's
was like a
like a
whole
stick
stick.
of butter. I'm like, this one is worse. Look at that. I think they were just kind of pissed off. And said, they're asking for extra butter. Fine, I'll give them extra butter. But is that not the most humongous amount of butter you have ever seen in
I
your
don't know.
life?
JT Kirk thinks one stick is about right. So
I
hey.
think so. That was like, oh my gosh. So it was like, oh my.
Yeah.
But the steaks were good. The steaks were good. But I will say,
Oh
I want
God! Oh God! Squeaka! They Paula Dean you.
yes, yeah, but I don't think it was real butter.
Oh, I don't care. That Squeaky
Yes,
just
it did.
reminded me of something. A great old a great old talk show host years ago. Used that kind of quote like, "What are you?" Is Paula Dean like slap Paula Dean upside the face with a stick of butter? I was like, oh, that's
Yes,
all I could think of with that is stick of butter. Uh,
exactly.
it's
Have some potato with your butter. That's exactly what I thought of when I saw it. I was like, oh my goodness. Ah,
I know it's amazing. So it kind of reminds me. It's kind of like that thing of you remember the Revolutionary War site in Greenwood. We went to, and it was only one restaurant in a small town, and
oh,
our
God.
oldest got a grilled chicken salad, and it was like all covered with Thousand Island. The whole
A
plate was
grilled
like,
chicken salad with Thousand Island. Okay. It literally had probably a cup or more
yeah,
of dressing on it. And I kid you not, it was disgusting. I like dressing. I couldn't eat that. My
I
husband
love
likes
dressing.
dressing.
Yes,
He couldn't eat that. It was like, oh my gosh.
that was insane.
Yeah.
That truly was one of the most. I mean,
Uh,
the thing is, the poor kid was a good sport about it. The kid just looked like,
tried
ugh.
to
She's just
tried to
struggling.
eat
Like,
it.
what
Tried
do
to
I
eat
do
it
with
so bad.
this? That was just so.
Yeah.
That was just so crazy to see. The kids. I think the kids' reaction was priceless to me.
Yes.
But
Yes. So anyway, that was our little bit of butter with our potato. Most places, no, guys, you tell me if I'm wrong. Most places, when you order a baked potato, they put just a teeny weeny bit of butter on it, and I like it. The potato just sucks it up. So I don't eat sour cream or anything else on a
mhm,
potato. I just eat butter. So I wanted a little more than just a little slab of butter on there.
mhm.
I was not expecting that. I
Nope.
was not expecting that.
It looks like it's still formed butter. I mean, it's got the rectangle.
I
It's
think they were pissed off that
I
we
don't
asked for
know.
extra butter,
I don't
and
know. They
that's
always
a
treated us.
lot.
They always treated us good. See, Lisa
No,
likes
the
the butter.
waitress. I don't know anything about the cook. I think the cook was ticked off.
Well,
You want extra butter? Fine, I'll give you extra butter.
well, they've been good to us over the years. So
Oh yeah, that was good. I still think big whiskey was better.
I now JT Kirk. It looks like it could have tried a bit better on the cut they served you. You know, this was a place we ran to many years ago, and I will always go back. I always speak highly of it but it did seem like it was not quite as good as it was
And I think
a
that
long time ago.
they were close for a while, weren't they?
Yeah,
And
they've had a lot
they're
of
slowly they were
family
slowly
issues. There's a
reopening.
lot of
So there was some family stuff that I
yeah.
don't know. So have I had a better steak there? Yes, I will not deny that. Was it a bad steak? It wasn't a bad steak.
Mm-mm,
I've had better there.
yeah.
Um, and I will say, compared to Big Whiskey did win. Whoops, let me
Hmm.
see. And you didn't have the same cut as I did. What you had a smaller one?
No, I think
Was that the same size? Because look
I
at how either you had a humongo potato. Look at the difference.
yeah. I thought
Oh,
we got the same size, but I don't know. Maybe you got a little bit bigger one, but I don't know.
I don't know.
It's at that point we were tired. We'd eat and
Yes.
enjoy it, and enjoyed being
Yeah.
off the road when it was daylight. You know.
Yes. Exactly. So that was nice. And then what did we do? It was the end of day 12.
All right,
Ah,
day
and
12.
I'm like, 2 more days and I get to go
No,
home and
wait.
see my youngest.
I think that's day 14.
It is 14. Sorry, wrong day. End of day 14. Correction, correction, 14, 14. I was tired.
Yes. You've done so many slides
I
lately.
was
It's like
tired. Oh,
it's okay.
and
Hey,
I looked at him. How many times did I look at these slides?
we
So the
always try
end
to
of day
double, triple
14.
check. It
So
just
14. Let's get this off because it's wrong and it's
yeah,
driving me crazy.
exactly. So right
There.
there you
The
go.
end of day 14.
Exactly. So hey, it's still great. You did a great job, Mrs. on all these things. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for all the hard work. So uh,
You're welcome.
absolutely, as always. So I'm just trying to get set up for the next one. So hey, listen, folks, thank y'all for being
Whew.
here. Mrs. One more stream next Monday, right?
Yes, next Monday is our last stream.
Yeah. So this was kind of like my part of the trip, remember with the battlefields and the stuff like that.
Well,
But I
you're
thought it
gonna
was
have you're gonna have another battlefield, a couple
yeah.
battlefields to next. Well, one a couple battlefields.
No, Mark. No, don't come around
Oh,
with your damn
damn it,
clam pizza.
Mark!
Damn it, Mark. Everybody in the chat, type it. A greeting for our great friend sis. Type in "damn it, Mark." There you go. So, Mark, how are you? So good to see you. Good to see you. So hey, but yeah, there you go. All right. I know JT didn't even greet me with that tonight, and so yes, Mark. Exactly. Yeah, Clint Hot I just remember Punk Waddle. I actually saw clam pizza on a menu back in Missouri, up in Grandview, Missouri.
Grandview, Missouri at
Yeah, it was like it
Providence
was on the menu.
Pizzeria.
Mark got it right. Okay, Squeaka. Okay. Oh, look at there you go. Oh, Punk
Dag
Waddle.
nabbit, Mark.
We'll take that. Hey.
Dag nabbit, Mark.
Oh yeah, Lisa doesn't swear. Oh, sorry, your finger slipped. Absolutely. All right. So, yes, I agree. That's a definitely good one. But yeah, I wish I had the picture available. I'd show you. Yeah, it was like some kind of. Yeah, they really. Mark,
Did
if
you?
you would have been there to buy the pizza, I would have tried it. I would have tried it. I would have tried it, but I'm not going to pay for it. That's like that thing in Athens, Mrs., where I tried this. I said, hell with it. I'm old. Why not live once or have fun? And I tried the pickled anchovies on the pizza
Yeah,
because it
you're
was like one
crazy.
price. No, it was one price. I'd already paid my price. I didn't want to
Yeah,
spend $10 on a pizza to come back.
but I
But
still said you're crazy.
God, you know what? I knew quick. I regretted that because I was like, oh God, I can't get sick. You and the kids would
Yeah.
all be mad at me if I got sick, that early. So
Oh yeah.
exactly. And I've been listening, editing next. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Punkwater. We love when y'all come in and lurk and do stuff. I mean, that's what we're here for too. And hey, we appreciate the feedback. That's fun. And if no one not important still out there, yeah, you are important to all of us. So hey, make sure you've subscribed. Still subscribed. The tweet has, or no, YouTube has not done weird things. Smash that like button. I think last time I saw we were at 19. Can we get that one more so we can free Mrs. Dadman for the night? Just kidding.
Uh, I was looking to see if I could find another sunrise picture.
Oh yeah, because I think JT Kurt or no Pa Course had talked about the because you might have one in the
I'm
previous
looking.
streams from,
I'm
but yeah,
looking to where I'm
what I'm
looking.
going to do though, what I'm going to do with since we still got uh 11 people watching is to just thank y'all for your time, preview some things coming up. Um, one of my favorites, Mrs. I do want to do a type of a review. I want to show that Illinois Museum mausoleum again
Okay.
sometime. So, but yes, follow Jess out there putting the links down. Dadman fervently emotes the thing that made me a household name. Thanks to Martin D with a C, who does crazy stuff with people. And yeah, like Jess says, follow me on Twitter for the stream updates. So Podcourse loves the sunshine on his shoulder. Feels so lovely. And got
Thanks.
12 of y'all watching right now. Yeah, the like I said, I that was my favorite. Not necessarily favorite. I hate saying like that. I hate saying the wrong words, but moving the memorials, a lot of the memorials that that what they're there, what they represent, and the one for the Illinois Monument. We have got to make sure we do it where we can have the sound
Oh yeah, we will.
because that's the one that you is really sound critical. So oh, the John Denver song. Okay, all right. So
Sunshine on my shoulder
you know what? You
makes
keep
me
doing that. These
happy.
people are going to want you to sing.
Sunshine always makes me smile. I'm not singing all the words so that we don't get in trouble.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, I'll take the hit for it. I'll take the
I'm,
hit for it because everybody loves your lovely voice. So,
oh, I'm looking for sunsets.
all right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do this. So, join me tomorrow night where the great Daisy Blossom Flower Child and I are going to talk about the Indiana Jones movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark. One of what a lot of people consider the only three Raiders movies there are, Indiana Jones movies there are. So join us tomorrow night for a fun, laid back time of looking at this movie, what we liked, what we didn't like, um, you know, just chilling out, chatting. So if you love this movie, come chat with us, have a conversation with us. Love to see what you have to say. But before I go any further with that, I am going to stop and not dad man things for a second because I almost forgot something. And Lisa didn't do her job and remind me.
Oh, you're right.
Yes, I remember the poll this time. No, but I
Oh,
closed my YouTube link. I know there it is. Okay, I thought I closed it, but hey, all right, folks. If you have not voted, go ahead and vote. We got 17 votes in, and I'm going to wait another 10 seconds. We got 17 votes on this one. We got 19 likes. Quick, go get a dog, drunk, neighbor, anybody. Let's get 20 or do 20 later when you watch it. But hey, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, well, see, Lisa now said the poll, so maybe I missed that too. Oh, yes, I'll come back. I definitely will come back to the cat. So, all right. So let me close the poll.
I can't find it.
Mark.
You know, the one time I want to find a sunset or a sunrise, I can't find any.
Yeah, I have them on my phone though, because they. If you look back at our last stream in the go back into our stream on
I know,
Yellowstone. So,
I,
all
I,
right,
you know
poll
how many,
ending.
you know how many folders I have to look through?
Oh, I thought they were on one slideshow. Yeah. All right,
No, no.
I know. Sorry
So
about that. Well, maybe
okay.
it'll get. Okay, how do you eat your Oreos? Final plain no milk 35%. Only with milk 29%. Stick together, two together, make double stuff 23%. Eat the middle, then cookies 11%. Wow. I am actually how I'm actually I don't know. It's one of those cookies to me the sweetness needs the milk. It's one of those that I rarely eat the cookies by themselves. So, yes,
Wow.
stunning. A lot of great ideas are stem from jackasses to begin with. So, hey, it's okay. That's awesome. That's what we're here for. Have fun, go in a crazy direction. And Podcore said he will look at one in the morning. We we'll have that. We will have Lisa just at the start.
Yeah, I'm just
All
so
right.
phew, I'll have to find some for the next stream because I
Right.
know we have them. I just can't find any of them.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's a shame, but hey. All right. Well, let's go here. Well, we'll get out and well, we go. We're at 2 hours 50 minutes. But hey, Pod Course, yes. There's the cat. That's Daisy Blossom's wonderful avatar. Love the headset and the, join us tomorrow night. Come hang out with us. Talk about this movie with us. So, Buddy said I'm not lurking as much as listening and checking in between my workout sets. Dude, you're the hardest working. But you're young. You got a career coming up. Keep working out, dude. Kick ass and best luck for you
Yeah.
and all the baseball and stuff coming up. So absolutely. So, but join us tomorrow night. Love to have you. Help come. Daisy's great to hang out. We'd love to hear from you guys. Um, Next Monday is the final. It's the finale. It's the road trip. We leave Corinth, Mississippi, head back through Alabama. We'll tell you where we ate dinner for the last time, and how we got home.
Yes.
Okay, y'all been good this whole trip. We didn't
Oh,
have to get
really? The last few miles, the last leg of this trip, you guys have to
now.
misbehave.
You guys, it's like
I know you're tired. I understand. I'm tired too. But you can do it. Okay? Quit
he might
poking at your sister.
he might have looked at her. Who knows? And you're welcome,
I
Lisa.
think I will. See,
Oh, Lisa admitted to being naughty.
I I oh wait, I see something labeled nature, sunrise, sunset.
Okay, well we'll
But
do
it says
this.
do not use. Let me look at them.
Oh God, JT Kirk, come on.
Oh, this is a pretty one.
All right,
Okay, I'm going to show this one. This one's in Yellowstone.
all right. So let me
Okay,
pull this
wait, wait,
down.
wait, wait.
This,
Okay, so here we'll leave on this pretty sunset with the few mules,
oh,
which
do
is
you want to go out with it, or do you want to? Because I had a slide or two.
okay. Well, you show your slides, and then we'll go out on the
Okay,
sunset.
we'll do that. I think that'll be a perfect inning.
Okay.
JT, Buddy's not. Oh, God, look at these people. All we need. What's the remedy for bad sir stunning? There is no remedy for a bad sir stunning. There's no remedy. I'm just glad you're not back there poking the bear with them. So it's like you and Lisa. I don't think he'd. If it wasn't for me, you'd all be dead. Nah, you guys are so awesome. But hey, join us next Monday for the last leg of our tour. And folks, join me next month, August the 19th, 7 p.m. Eastern, for the 1 year celebration of
Are you going to
August
show
19th last
slides?
year. Huh?
You going to show slides?
Oh, no. I'm just going to make people guess. What did I miss? Oh, that's it. Okay, that's it. But yeah, August 19th, 7 p.m. Make plans to join us for something. We'll see what it does, how it takes format. It will not be a 24-hour Fortnite stream, no, because fortunately Lisa is still breathing and with us these days. So, um, God, Punch Buggy.
Punch buggy. Oh, I remember punch buggies.
Oh my God. We need to do sometimes like your favorite road games and stuff like that. So, and then Parkours is now lecturing the two boys. So y'all are riot. So join us for that. This is going to be a blast. I actually know who let the first ever chat in my stream, and I might go back and look at, we'll take a look back at things and how we've grown because we were at 348 subs. Let's get to 350 as soon as we can, and I don't know. We'll see where things go. But the main thing is, like I said, nobody is not important. Even though if your name is not important, you are important. All y'all are important because 12 of y'all still here sitting with us at the end of 3 hours. Y'all make this fun. Y'all make this worth it. Y'all, this is about you and having fun with you guys. Thank you for giving me a hobby and an outlet and letting an old man ramble. I will say, oh God, she smelled it, dealt it. Now Squeaky claims responsibility. So I want to do. Oh my gosh, I do want to do something real quick though, Mrs. Then we'd love because I do want to raid somebody else since Whoopa
Yes,
had
go right
raided
ahead.
me. I want to send people over there to a channel. It's only the right thing to do.
Yes.
So
Do you have a link?
I'm looking at it.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it. So you know how me and my multitasking goes. Go. So there we go. So I'm not sure what they're talking about tonight and what's going on, but hey, go say hi from Dadman. Mora Kitty was actually on this stream too right now, who came through earlier. So go check this one out. You can say Dadman sent you or whatever you want to say. But hey,
Hashtag Dadman Raid.
I know I like to give like so. So let me do the last couple of chats here. Uh, JT Kirk really need to roll the window down. Two. Oh my God! It was just a little squeaker. God, told you no beans. Exactly. I'm loud and proud. Yeah, that
Yep.
stinks. I knew 2 steak nights in a row was going to be a big mistake.
Yep. Yep.
And
Yep. Yep. Yep.
and Bunkwaddle, this is why we can't nice things. So hey, and go over here, raid my friend Raquel, say hi, and say hi. And I might actually be over there a little later in a bit. I don't know. We'll see how that goes after things go. So keep that, have that link, say hi. And on that note, we follow me on Twitter, DadmanWalking55. I won't bring the slide up because we need on this. I'll leave this link so you can have it. Uh, follow me on Twitch and YouTube, Dadman155, and Twitter is the best way to get the notifications. Make sure you hit the notifications on everything when we go live. And Mrs., do you have anything else to say as we go out?
Bye.
Good night, everybody. See y'all later, and thanks for coming. See you tomorrow night with Raiders of the Lost Ark. Bye, y'all.